Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 200. I'm Alex Live with Sparky3, first episode of 2025. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today. Whatever day you're listening or watching the show, we appreciate the hell out of you. I got both the boys here with me. Zach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I can't complain.
I'm about the same, What about you, John?
I'm all right. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I did a lot more gaming this past week than I expected to.
My guy, me too, because I've got a lot of games I can talk about today. That's a change for me. I'm with you.
I have one.
Yeah, hey, that's fine. Hey, that's one. Hey, I have a lot of different things I can chat about. Yeah. So, yeah, no, a lot of good conversation going to happen today. Also, did you enjoy your Moes?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Always do.
Yeah, always. Yeah, this is a big Moes guy. Shout out to John for watching my house while I went down to Dallas for the Sonic the Hedgehog Symphony. And, let me see if I can pull this up. I also went to the National Video Game Museum. Pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't know that was a thing. It's a thing. It's in Dallas. It's like $10 to enter. So I was like, oh, cool. That's pretty nice. For the fun fact about it, it's probably gone by now. All right, it's probably gone by now. But for at least one day, I have photo evidence here. I was recognized in a museum with the high score on Miss Pac-Man. So shout out. Not in the arcade though. The arcade had like a 60,000 score. No chance on that one. So like basically going through the, let me swap to 3 cams here. So going through like the entire setup of the museum, like step by step, whatever, they have different points where you can sit there and play games, whatever. Yeah. So there was like one row of like just old computers. Like I'm talking the old school Macintosh with the rainbow apple and shit. It's awesome. And they had Miss Pac-Man there. So I was playing it for a little bit and got the high score. And I'm like, cool, I'm in a museum. Shout out to that. But no, it was a good time. Got a lot to talk about today. First episode of the year. This is always one of my favorite episodes of the year because it's a chance to throw out predictions and reflect at the end of the year how horrible we got. Shout out to John for having, I think, the first time ever a winning record last year. So can he repeat? We shall see.
It helps when you only do like
a few
8.
Yeah, versus like 18.
Your log.
Actually, as of now, I only have 11. Could that change in the show? We'll see. But right now, I only have 11. I was actually kind of struggling this one because it's kind of interesting when you look at the outlook of games. I was kind of struggling a little bit.
I only have a couple. I'm going to come up with more as we go.
Yeah.
I was about to say I only got a couple off the top of my head.
But it's like I got a couple. I got one that
it's gonna be a good one. Okay,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, throw it out there. That's what shout out. But yeah, 2025 gaming outlook, our most anticipated predictions, and just kind of chatting about what we've been up to, what we've been playing, and just having a great time. Shout out to the Patreon. You can check out the link below. We appreciate the support. Shout out to our new Tier 2 patron, Hannah. Appreciate you so much. Need to get the deets on what topic she wants. I know it's Stardew Valley related, but I got to get those deets. But yeah, shout out to Hannah, new Tier 2 patron. We appreciate the hell out of you. What, Zach? What, buddy?
Stardew Valley.
I like Stardew.
Yeah,
Stardew Valley.
I've played some Stardew. I went to the Symphony. I mean, I got something going for me.
Oh, you did?
I did. Yeah, St. Louis last year. Last like
is that
March.
what that was?
Yeah.
I was thinking that was something else.
No. So I've done that. I've played the game to some extent. The wife's a big fan. We'll figure it out.
I knew the wife was.
Yeah,
I just didn't know you.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a big fan, but I acknowledge that it's a phenomenal game. So we'll chat about it.
I mean, it is a phenomenal game.
I don't know if it's going to be a video or a podcast segment. I have no idea. And if you're listening, let me know. Message me back on Patreon so I know what you want. But yeah, shout out. Appreciate you. And also join the Discord where you can check out some great toxicity in the football chat. Make sure to go check that out. It's a great time over there.
Oh, is that what y'all were doing?
Oh, dude, that was something.
I see the football chat popping off. I just click on it so the notification goes away.
That was something.
I mean, I went to it, and usually that's what I do, John, but all I saw was at everyone, guess who's coming down the track? I went,
Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I did see you pop in.
Yeah,
I saw your name pop up. I was like, why is Zach here?
Yeah, what is he doing in here, man? And then it will also, Rogue Energy and Agent Inc. will shout them both out later on in the show. Make sure to check them out. The referral links down below. All right, music is all the way turned down. So what have we been up to, boys?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I'm notoriously very bad about starting games and not finishing games.
yes.
Yeah, me too.
So
I'm worse than you.
I wanted to sit down and actually beat one of the games that I started in 2024.
I know what it is too.
So I sat down and I played Dragon Age.
Okay.
Every time I got on the PlayStation, this man was playing Dragon Age.
Last time we talked about Dragon Age, I had about 15 hours in it.
Mm-hmm.
I have 65 hours now.
Nice.
I am so mad.
Oh, did you finish it? Or?
I am so mad. I missed an unmissable trophy.
What?
Really?
I have one trophy missing.
Oh no, he
'Cause it
almost
glitched?
platinumed it.
What's that?
What'd you
Did
miss?
it glitch?
So it's the trophy that I missed is defeating all the high dragons.
Okay.
All of the high dragons are quest based.
yeah.
The quest didn't show up.
Oh
Oof.
no.
I went through the end of the game expecting there to be like one in the final section of the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. I looked it up. I know which one I missed. I found a save that I made
Forever ago.
30 hours in,
Oof.
and I'm playing through it because it's part of Tash's quest line.
Yeah.
I'm playing through from there. I've done it. I've been like 3 hours in on that playthrough now. Like 30 hours before my final time, and I'm trying to see, because if I can't get it to show up there, because the way the Veilguard works is you're supposed to be able to play through everything until chapter 11, and chapter 11 is a point of no return, and you should play to that point, and then you should be able to do every quest. Because I looked this up after the fact.
Yeah.
And the quest just never showed up. So if it doesn't go through there, I'll probably just make a new game on the lowest difficulty, because
Just to speed run it.
there's no difficulty like trophies or anything.
No.
So I'll probably just play it on because I was playing it on the hardest difficulty
Right.
just for fun. Which also, by the way, like very rarely in games like that do I have such a stark contrast from like the first 15 hours of playing it where I was struggling through to I hit a point around 25 hours in where I don't think, like, unless it was a boss fight, and even boss fights didn't last more than maybe 30 seconds.
Dude, once you get leveled up like so far and get your skills kind of set, you can obliterate some
I had a
shit.
point where what I was going for, everything kind of clicked. And from there on, even on the hardest difficulty, which I was seeing some people like looking through like videos and stuff of other people playing it where they were like, oh man, on hardest difficulty, everything's just like a sponge, just absorbs a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
like,
I saw too.
I was like, didn't feel that at all.
Yeah.
I felt unstoppable. Like by the end of the game, if there was more than one enemy that I was fighting, like unless it was a boss, like I could chain my ultimate constantly and just be. It was such a stark. The first 20 hours of the game, I was struggling to be able to use abilities during a fight. By the end of it, I did nothing but use abilities.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah. Overall, how'd you enjoy the game though?
It's one of the most 7 out of 10 games I've ever played.
Wow.
He stands by his statement.
He does. See, I've really enjoyed my time with it. It's been one of my favorite games of last year.
I was trying to think of a way to phrase it. I don't mean this as any kind of disparaging on the game or anything. It's like a popcorn game. You can just sit there and play through it. It's perfectly fine.
Have a good time kind
You
of
can
thing.
have
yeah.
a great time while playing it. If I was a big Dragon Age fan, I might be kind of annoyed because the writing is terrible. I still don't like a lot of the companions. Like a couple companions I liked having. And they kind of grew on me towards the end of it. But yeah, the writing and like choices are almost meaningless.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
There's only a couple choices that have any impact, and they're all mostly at the end of the game, and then there's one trophy related one in that you can get to that it's basically just a choice of do you convince them to help you or do you kill them?
Right.
That's the choice, and it's like it has one impact. Or it has the impact. You have to help them to get the trophy for the best ending of the game. But yeah, the lack of choices being meaningful, and I mean, the writing itself is bad.
The writing's pretty rough.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it
haven't
gets-
gone back to my playthrough, which is like far earlier than you were, but even some like the early stuff. I mean, Yeah.
The writing is definitely not great. It's not peak BioWare by any means, but
I mean,
it's
it's
like,
Andromeda BioWare.
yeah, but it's still just like, it was fine. You know, there were some times where I was like, God, that's kind of meh. But for the most part, it's whatever. It's the way John put it as a popcorn game. I wouldn't have thought of saying it that way, but that's probably how I'd say it too.
Yeah, dialogue choices in the game, all it is depending on what characters you have in your party or what characters are in the interaction.
Yeah.
The dialogue choices just depend on if they approve on it or not to raise their standing with you.
Yeah.
That's all the dialogue is for in the game. I mean, but like I said, it's one of the most 7 out of 10 games I've played. Also, probably one of the most enjoyable, like, sit down and play experiences. When I started the game, I would not have went for the platinum. 30 hours in, I wouldn't have went. I didn't decide to go for the platinum until I was 45 hours in.
Right.
Which then was a fucking pain in the ass. Because you have to do everything.
Yeah.
You have to do every companion quest line, like every side quest, raise all the factions to the highest level. You have so much that you have to do. It took a long time to get it done.
But it's sort of nice, though. You're able to do that just all in one playthrough, though.
You can platinum it in one playthrough. There are 3 missable trophies, and I got screwed by a quest not showing up, which I did look into it, and apparently, even though you're supposed to be able to do every quest, some chapter points lock it out or seem to like make some disappear. I'll probably end up having to go through. If I go through it again, I mean, I may just play Warrior again just because
You already know how to build that.
I know how to build it. Also, I could just play whatever because it doesn't matter. Warrior just felt incredibly strong. By the end of the game, I did an insane amount of damage, and I was like in a 3-minute boss fight. I would have the invulnerable buff for half of it. And even when I didn't have the invulnerable buff, I had so much defenses that like I could stand in a group of enemies, all of their attacks and AoE, and barely lose any health.
Oh, I feel that because based on where I was building my mage, more or less, all that would happen is I would throw one spell to gather everyone up, and the second spell to kill everything. It was more or less where I was building my mage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, like on the high. I didn't think it was going to kind of get to there because on the highest difficulty, even early on in the game, you can only take 1 hit.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Oh, yeah.
2 hits kills you.
Yeah.
By the end of the game, mechanics didn't mean anything. Boss attacks didn't mean anything to me. I was basically invulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even without like bringing my, well, even when I was doing like companion stuff and didn't have my favorite combination of like companions, I still felt like I hardly used the companion. All the companions were for was a heal, which by the end of it, I like.
Did you turn everyone into hill bots?
No, Harding was my heal bot for the entire game because I had her spec'd out where healing gave me increased damage, a bunch of other stuff, like a bunch of other buffs, and then I usually would bring. By the end of the game, I'd bring Nev mostly to freeze everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of the more enjoyable, like, just playing a game I've had in a while, especially like a single player game. A lot of times I prefer like to care more about the story. I don't give a shit about the story for the most part. If it was written better, I probably would have cared a little bit more. But the dialogue was, as we've said multiple times, dialogue's not great. It kind of turned me off the story so for the most part it was kind of get through it. But yeah, chapters 11 through 14 is just you start and you just go.
Yeah,
and it's
nonstop.
the entire ending sequence. And there are choices and stuff in there. Like if you want to get the best ending or get the trophies and stuff for it, you kind of have to, or you might have to look it up or think about it a little bit when you actually make your choices. Because if you put the wrong character in the situation, you're gonna lose them. But
I have seen that, yeah.
but yeah, the game for what it was, I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun.
Shout out.
Still got to go back and get my platinum though.
Hey, is that gonna be your second platinum?
Yeah.
Behind Fairy Tale. Shout out. What about you? Have you been playing anything different or just Zenless? I saw you on Honkai earlier. Has that just been the gist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going through my mostly Zenless, and then Honkai currently just min-maxing people, getting
Right.
builds,
Nice.
getting ready for actually. So in Zenless, more or less, just working through all the 1.4 content because there's a lot that came out. There's still a bit I need to do, and just maxing out my teams. So because I finally got all element teams except for Ether, because Ether doesn't have enough people. HoYoverse, we need more Ether characters. Not a second Ether support with Astra. You're killing us here. We got Zuyun, we got Nicole, and then we're gonna have Astra. We got an attack and 2 supports. What the hell are we supposed to do with that?
Figure it out. That's what.
Apparently,
Supposed to support your attacker.
Yeah.
apparently that's all we're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And if we want to do mono Ether, but and then yeah, Honkai's just still a slow burn to me. I am starting to get it. I just now got the quest to go to Penacony, which if you ask any Star Rail player or Gotcha game player, currently they'll say Penacony is pretty peak in terms of storytelling and everything that happens in it.
Nice.
So yeah, about to work my way through that.
Nice. I've been busy with a plethora of stuff. So I did get to go to the Sonic the Hedgehog Sympathy. Really happy got to do that because
Symphony or Sympathy?
Symphony. There we go. Okay. Because I missed the one during the actual anniversary a few years ago, so that was unfortunate. But no, it was awesome. A lot of Sonic 06 representation. Love that. Love that. I made a joke with my buddy Steve, who's also a Sonic fan. It's like, hey, a lot of Sonic 06 representation and no Sonic Forces representation. So I'm just saying, one's kind of moving up the ladder a little bit.
I mean, 06 probably had the better soundtrack.
No, 06 has a great soundtrack. It does.
I can feel one of his predictions.
You too?
No,
You too?
There's no Sonic predictions. I promise. I promise.
Oh, you say that now.
I could change my mind now.
Don't worry. I think I'm going to steal one of his anyways.
It's possible, yeah. But no, Dreams of Absolution,
I've tried
Silver
that.
Song
They
was
don't
in
work.
there. Yeah. You tried the Wind Waker Twilight Princess one, that backfired. But no, the Sympathy was really cool. It was a good time. Really enjoyed it quite a bit. Let's see. After that, played some more Frontiers for the first time in a hot damn minute. The amount of time I played it when it came out, I doubled that time. Just recently, so having fun there. And then I got to play a couple new games from last year: Life is Strange Double Exposure and Astro Bot. So Life is Strange Double Exposure did beat it. It is a fun time. I can see frustrations that like long-term Life is Strange fans would have. I can see it,
Especially playing with that character.
yeah, especially playing with such an important character to the fandom like Max. I can see some frustrations. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I want to call it a popcorn game, but it is still good. There are some very interesting elements to it. I know I saw someone kind of talk about it in a review where it's just like the first 2 chapters are phenomenal, and then chapter 3, it's just like it almost kind of was like lazy writing, and it's just like multiple ideas and concepts. It's like where the hell are we going?
That sounds like it would almost feel peak for me right now, I guess.
It probably would. It probably would. I could see that to a point. I can see it to a point, but I still really enjoyed everything that was taking place.
So is it only 3 main chapters?
5.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I still personally enjoyed it quite a bit. I know one of the major elements that people were kind of upset about is that like nothing that you really do matters. Like, which for a Life is Strange game, that
Sorta hurts.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Whatever choices you make, where you get the chapter breakdown of what you picked versus other players and stuff, for the most part, does not matter. There are some that they are important, depending on what kind of outcome you're going to get. There was one particular outcome with a character that I did not get the outcome I wanted for that character. So, that goes back to some choices not being made. But for the most part, from what I read after the fact, and then just kind of going through and like understanding everything, it doesn't really matter for the most part. Just play the game.
Oof.
But I mean, it was really cool. The whole double exposure, gimmick of Max's powers was really cool.
So is it the same powers or is it a different power?
So she awakens a new power. She does get her power back at some point to a certain extent, but she hasn't used it in so long that it's difficult to use.
Gotcha.
So the power that gets introduced is, very early on something takes place and it's like, oh, big sad. And then the power that she discovers is that she can hop between two different timelines. But they're not like, past and present sort of, or past and future. It's like two parallel universes where the only difference is this one particular character is the difference between the two. And you can hop through them at pretty much mostly at will when you find like these little, you can see like these little portals essentially that you can go to, and she just wipes the screen and swaps between the two.
Well, that's a nice add-on to her original power.
And you can also kind of, use it in other ways as well, where you can hop to one universe and you can activate your sense, whatever, and listen to people talk in the other universe and like see where they are and follow them. And so you can kind of get the idea of the kind of gameplay mechanics that'll bring and stuff, as well as, a couple instances she's able to move stuff from universe to universe, which creates a really, interesting interaction with a certain character whenever she first does it by accident. So, but no, her power does reappear as well. It was a fun game. It wasn't the best Life is Strange game. That's still the OG to me. I'm sure John would probably agree, and probably most people would agree. But it was fun. I will say, the ending for me, I don't really mind as long as I guess another game gets made. You know what I mean? Because it does very much set up for a sequel to this. So I can understand how that can upset some people. They love like the standard anthology style games. I think that's a great idea too. And I can understand why people would be upset with this approach of ending they're going for. I can totally get it. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really give a shit. I was like, it's fine for me. It'll be a fun, hopefully one more game. Don't make it a damn trilogy. Just make it one more game. Call it a day.
That would be Max's trilogy.
And it'd be Max's trilogy. I mean, just with what's happening in this story, because there's a lot of storytelling you could probably get out of how they ended it. I mean, I'm just saying, don't milk it. Just finish it with one more game. It was fun. I mean, overall, at best, maybe an 8 out of 10 if you're feeling really generous. Solid 7 out of 10 experience. Astro Bot, however, that's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I've almost 100% the game.
Do you have our board over there?
Yeah, I do.
Because we're throwing 7 out of 10 a lot. So
Reference the board.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 on our scale is a good, not a very good game, but it is a good game.
There we go. Yep.
A lot of people consider 7 out of 10 to be a mediocre game. On our
Correct.
scale, 7 out of 10 is a good game.
Correct. So yeah, I gave Life is Strange a nice 7, which is good. He gave Dragon Age a 7, which is good. I'm gonna say Astro Bot is up there at the 10 as a masterpiece. It really is, man. There is something I do want to say with Astro Bot winning Game of the Year, because there was like one of the most common complaints that I saw with it is that at least in the TGA, you remember everyone, there's multiple Game of the Year, Game of the Years to be won out there. When it comes to like the TGA and Astro Bot, when everyone was saying how like this game didn't push the industry or like the genre forward, and I could not disagree further. Like I really couldn't. Let's just talk just like from the genre standpoint. Like I feel like it pushed the genre forward because it just raises the bar immensely on quality of a platformer. You know what I mean? Like this is one of the most quality, well-built platformers that I think has probably ever come out up there in the realms of like a Mario Galaxy, a Mario Odyssey. I mean, it is unbelievable, just like the different variations of gameplay and just all of the little attention to detail and stuff. And in terms of pushing the industry forward, I mean, you're raising the bar on platformers, but this might be kind of like, that's kind of a whatever kind of take. I violently disagree because it's a phenomenal piece of tech that I think we can all agree is very underutilized. I feel like it pushed the industry forward in the sense of like, putting developers in a standpoint like, hey guys, use the DualSense more and you can create a phenomenal gaming experience. Because like just all of the attention to detail that they put in with the DualSense and everything that you experience using the DualSense, like it makes this game, like it makes it one of the most memorable gaming experiences. Like, you know, whether if it's like, let's say it's raining on the map that you're playing on, you can hear the raindrops in the controller. You can feel the raindrops like hitting off Astro's little umbrella that he pops up. Like you can feel it like in your dang hands. I had a level earlier that had like a bunch of balloons that I was running on, and it like I can't explain it, but with how the controller was operating with the vibration and the sounds, you could almost feel like you're touching the balloons. I can't really explain it. You know, the actual DualSense triggers, the adaptive triggers and everything, just all the sounds, the sound cues, everything with it. Dude, I use the DualSense more because it can create such a unique gaming experience.
You know, we have this argument every time whenever a game comes out that actually uses the controller well.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we had the same argument with Ghost of Tsushima.
Exactly.
All I could think about when you're
Is
talking
God of War.
about using it, it's God of War. Where one time in the entire game, it asks you to swipe on the top of the pad.
And uses it so poorly.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, I feel like that pushes the industry forward because, like, seriously, it's such a, like, it's an impressive piece of tech that's not being utilized.
I mean, for 2 generations, mind you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just those piece of tech that Sony developed, and just it's so underused, and just it's always a nice delight when we do get games that decide to go, hey, let's do something with this.
And, like, you know, for anyone that's just like, oh, well, I just want to sit down and just play a game. I don't want to play something like, you know, like the Wii, whatever. It's totally not like that.
Oh, it's nothing like the
Dude,
Wii.
like, you're still sitting down playing a game, and you're just doing some some of the stuff that you can do, you don't even necessarily have to do. Like in terms of like general steering and stuff, you don't have to do this. I mean, you can, adds to it, but it's just little things, and it pops up just as it does throughout the mission. I mean, there's times where, you know, you have to like blow into the controller to activate these fans to, you know, clear off a space.
Or I mean, like one of the more simplest things, whenever you complete a level, when you jog the controller to shoot yourself up.
Yeah, you jog the controller to shake all the bots out and stuff. And it's the same thing when you're putting the pieces of the ship back together. You know, just using the controller in different ways of like, all right, this trigger does this arm, this trigger, the ship, the PlayStation. You know, whenever you're, you know, sawing some ice, you know, using, you know, nailing in a hammer, you know, hammering in a nail, whatever. Dude, it's such a unique gaming experience. It really is. Very, very good. I'm on the last level that's on the map. I don't know if there's going to be a 6th one. I imagine there probably would be. But I'm on the 5th level that actually appears on the Galaxy map, and I've 100% the other 4.
Oh, so, there's more.
Yeah, is there? Okay, because I know there's the 5 and there's the Lost Galaxy. That's all that's on the map right now. I would imagine there's probably a center one, if I had to guess, but I don't know.
I'd have to relook, because I mean, the streamer I watched, when she pulled up her map, there's a lot of planets.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of planets in you know, in each of the 5 main nebulas.
Okay, then maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe you're good then.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, I'm waiting on him to finish it.
Yeah. I'm trying to finish it for you.
So you can steal it.
Do you want Life is Strange as well?
Probably.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna want to go back and play.
That's fair.
All the Life is Strange to get back in the mood for it.
Right.
I always forget that you've played part of 2.
I've played like half of 2.
Did you play any of 2?
None of 2. I've played 1 in True Colors.
Okay, that's my weird thing about it. We're all on the bandwagon of Life is Strange. It's good, but we all just missed 2.
Yeah, missed 2 completely. I need to go play it. I feel bad for not playing it. Need to play it. Need to play it. Need to get around to playing it.
See, versus you over here vibing with Astro Bot. Literally, the only thing that made me almost affirm me a PS5 was the Trailblazer Edition PS5 of Honkai Star Rail Physical Edition.
Oh, yeah. That's what did it. That's what almost made you get one.
Yes. A physical edition of my gotcha game.
I hate you and love you at the same time.
You know, you just buy the physical edition and continue to play it
The way that you are.
I mean, yes, because I almost did that with... Because I actually went to a GameStop the other day, and they had the Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance Steelbook on PS5. Mm-hmm. That Steelbook is clean.
It is. They recently had it on sale too, brand new. You can get it for $25 around Christmas.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I almost bought it, didn't end up buying it yet because I still want to get it at some point.
See, I just wanted for the Steelbook.
No, yeah, I don't blame you. Steelbook's nice, very, very clean. But I mean, no, it was a good Christmas time period. Just hanging out, playing some games. Did a lot of gig work, but just had a good time.
One thing, because I've started to realize it recently. A I'm starting to buy a few physical games.
There you go.
They're too big now.
Oh, the file sizes.
Too big.
File sizes.
I mean, they are.
Yeah.
I bought a couple games recently, like, or in the last few months, like Stalker 2. Stalker 2 is like 130 gigs. Like Helldivers, I don't remember exactly how big it was. It's a big game.
Yeah.
Everything's like 100 gigs now.
Yep.
It just takes up so much space. I haven't had an issue yet with it because, like, at least on my PlayStation, I'm pretty good about, like, when I'm done with a game, I uninstall it, so I always have space for the next one. But, like, especially like on PC games and stuff now, they're too big.
Right.
And then the Switch is the one place where I've maintained buying physical games for the most part.
Oh, because it's simple. Because you don't have to install really a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't know what it is about Switch. It's just terrible with downloading games.
Yeah.
It takes forever.
It takes forever. It doesn't, like, it's just bad at doing it. So yeah, I still mostly buy digital games, but I'm starting to buy some physical again.
Nice. I'm glad you mentioned Switch because I did pick up another game and started playing that yesterday.
Brothership?
No, still want that a lot though. But no, A Space for the Unbound. It was
Really? I didn't realize that would be on your list.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those random cases where.
What the fuck is that?
Let's put it this way, John. It's one of my oddballs.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was one of those cases where the collector's edition popped up on my feed on like Amazon or something.
Yeah.
I just thought it looked cool. Like, I thought the collector's edition looked cool. Didn't end up getting it. I
don't think I've seen the collectors for that.
It's actually pretty nice, but I thought the concept of the game sounded interesting, so picked it up.
Okay.
I'm about an hour and a half in. I'm in chapter 2 right now, so already kind of hooked in the aspect of what the fuck's going on. That's where I'm at, so I'm hooked in that regard.
It's a Zach game.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it pops in my feed. I go, that's interesting. No one else is going to know about this one.
And I know about it, and I've got it.
When you mention a game and Zach goes, oh,
You know it's something.
I mean, it's not like it's hidden, but it's definitely not one of those.
No,
that-
I mean, it was nominated for Games of Impact at the TGA last year, so I mean, that's something. I think we just missed over that because I don't remember, but it was. But no, it's an interesting title so far. I'll talk about it whenever I beat it. But I'm enjoying it so far with the hour and a half in. Just a lot of questions. What the hell's going on? I will say, stylistically, just the whole approach to everything that they do, because obviously it is like a pixel art style, which already looks great. But I mean, like with like the space dive and the animation they do there, and just the symbolism of the two flowers, whatever. Dude, all of that's incredible. Like I will tell you that.
Oh, it looks great,
dude. All of the artistic style, the style of the entire game, great. Love that. Like the glitchiness that takes place at the end of chapter 1 with all the cats and stuff. That was sick. Just all of that, fantastic. Love it. So yeah, I'll chat about that more once ever I beat the game. So I look forward to that. All right, let's jump into the main topic since this is episode 200. It's just good to catch up, chat up, chat up what we've been playing and stuff. I will put timestamps in this one since it is kind of an important topic in my opinion, and we chatted for like 40 minutes. So I'll put timestamps on this one. I normally don't. I need to probably do it more. It is what it is. Anyway, let's kick things off with the 2025 outlook and our most anticipated games of the year. So, boys, I do have a fairly full release schedule for you guys. Now, I just want you guys to know, whenever I build this list, I always go off Wikipedia, 2020 whatever in video games, and I go off that. So if I'm missing a game, I'm sorry. I tried to find all the ones that I thought that you guys would like. But just kind of like a TLDR. I mean, we'll go through it, but kind of just a general, like, let's just look at the year and just kind of look at what we've got coming for us. I picked out what I kind of deemed like the industry headlining games, the ones that would kind of take the main stream of things. And so, obviously we got GTA 6 that is currently slated for this year. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of the third game. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Monster Hunter Wilds, Split Fiction, Borderlands 4, Metroid Prime 4, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Ghost of Yotai, Mafia: The Old Country, Crimson Desert, Fable, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Civ 7, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Avowed, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, Expedition 33, Doom: The Dark Ages, Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra, Outer Worlds 2, Pokemon Legends CA, and South of Midnight. Those are kind of like the big games, I think, as of now. You know, there's some others that obviously we would consider big games to us. I definitely have some in there myself from my most anticipated. But I'm talking like just from a general mainstream industry like headlining standpoint. Looking at that list, we got a pretty damn good list of games, especially when you're factoring
I'll
in
be
that
honest.
we're all expecting a Switch 2 and whatever they've got coming as well.
I didn't realize South of Midnight would be considered a headliner.
I've seen so much conversation.
Really?
around it.
Okay.
That's why I threw it in there.
It's been a
Has it popped off recently?
Yes.
well that and after the first showcase that where they kind of initially showed it off, it got a lot of time at this year's Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it got a lot of time. I mean, hey, I'm happy because I've
No.
been ready for it since that first trailer. As soon as I knew it was going to be like Southern folklore,
Yep.
I was so happy.
Yeah, no, dude, the amount of I see South of Midnight stuff almost probably daily right now in my timeline. Maybe it's because it's my timelines, whether it's TikTok or Twitter. I don't know, but like, I feel like the hype is there. But you know, so I threw it part of the industry. I feel like it's gonna make waves when it comes out.
Hey, I'm happy for it.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, just looking at this list, and you know, again, not even factoring the fact that you know we're gonna expect something from Nintendo, obviously, with the Switch 2 and whatever games they have there. I mean, like, I feel like we got a damn good year ahead of us. I mean, there's a lot of great games coming out this year, even if it's games that like we're not necessarily excited for, but just just excited to see what they can do for the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a damn good game. I mean, what's you guys' immediate reaction?
I mean, overall, I mean, solid. We have at least a very heavy first quarter. We're
That's
still
true.
sort of in
Figuring out the rest.
in the dark as usual at the beginning of the year of what we're going to be looking for the rest of the year. So outlook for the first quarter is looking great.
Yeah.
As it stands, mid year might be sort of lacking as it stands, depending on whether people want to get it out around summertime or want to save stuff for holiday season.
Yeah, because that was something that was kind of interesting that I noticed. I feel like this year especially, we really don't know a lot from summer and on. Like we really don't. Like we know a couple things. Like we know like Mafia is going to be a summer title.
Yep.
GTA in the fall. It's kind of about it. Everything else, it's like we'll see. Or Crimson Desert in the fall as well. I think. Everything else, it's like we'll see, or it's first of the year. And I don't know, maybe a part of that is kind of just waiting on the big reveal of the Switch 2 and just kind of hammering out maybe some, development details on games and stuff. I don't know, but like, this year is kind of very heavy front loaded. It's kind of a set and wait sort of situation, because January is not bad. It's got a pretty decent, couple games there, kind of interesting. February and March though are just packed.
Yeah.
Pretty much the beginning, like the first quarter and the last quarter of the year are pretty big hitters for me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for you especially.
Like for me, because like, I mean, February, March, there's like 5 games in there that I'm like, pretty excited to play.
Yeah.
And then like end of the year, like later in the year is when we're expecting Crimson Desert to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, wasn't expecting it, but now very excited for it. Celeste 2. All we know is it's coming out towards the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah, that was not on the game list. So
Yeah.
thank you for shouting that out.
All they said was late 2025 on it. So
Yep.
for there, like that's one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm extremely excited about that. So yeah, I've got the beginning and the end of the year kind of settled in place as far as what I'm probably going to be playing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bunch of games in like February, March. We'll see which of those actually hold my attention,
Yeah,
because I'll
sticks
probably
with you.
try to play all of them. But inevitably, one or two of them are just gonna grab me, and we'll see when I get back to the others.
Right.
I'm gonna try to be better this year about actually beating the games that I start.
I agree. That's something I need to get better on.
I've said that before, but like, I mean, you say it a lot of times, you don't mean it, or you may have the good intention of meaning it. A little different now. I actually Dragon Age made me feel pretty good about actually completing a game.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try to focus more on actually finishing it, not necessarily platinuming everything, but
At least finish it.
Finishing the main story.
At least
Yeah.
getting through it and seeing it to the end.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. Because the past few years, I have been bad. It's like 2 years ago, I bought so many games and did not beat, I think, a single one.
Well, 2023 was the year I would play every game for 8 hours
Yeah.
and then stop.
Yep. That'd be about me too. Anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, and then it's like, I'll come back to this.
and
I mean,
then-
hence like Sonic Frontiers, great example. I played like 15 hours when it came out, and I just now went back to it, and I put like 25 hours in since I went back to it just recently.
Yeah, and then I've gotten bad in like 2023 and 2024 about getting really into whatever the new free-to-play looter shooter is,
Oh yeah,
and
John Staple.
completely dragged me away from whatever I was playing, and then
Yeah.
I just drop it and I never go back.
Right. So let's go by some of these first couple months here, just kind of get an idea of what we got coming up. So for January, I kind of picked out, I guess, headlining titles in some capacity. I mean, the 7th, right, to kick things off, you have a new Wise game, or at least it's the PS5 and Nintendo Switch release over here, I believe. The 10th is actually a game I'm looking forward to, and that's Freedom Wars Remastered. Originally a PS Vita game. Looks really cool. Cool that it's getting a remaster. I'm actually interested to check this out. Really interesting concept on this one.
You know, a lot of times this would be where I say something about being
I know.
excited for the remasters. I got one coming up in just a couple lines.
Yeah, you do.
I was
buddy.
honestly surprised when you put Freedom Wars in here.
It looks cool. Like never played it on the PS Vita, didn't have a Vita, but it just looks cool. I think it looks like a pretty. Have you played it?
No, I never had a Vita.
Okay.
I mean, I've looked into it, but
Okay. Well, whatever. Either way, it looks like a fun game. I want to check it out. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and then we got one of Zach's games with Dynasty Warriors Origins,
Yep.
and then John got a remaster there for you.
Tales of Graces F Remastered. One of the more requested remasters from the Tales series. I haven't played it.
I guess I don't remember it as fondly as other people do.
It's one that people look like. If you look at lists of like Tales games where like people kind of rank them, Tales of Graces is always kind of highly ranked, or at least like in the upper ranks of it. Haven't played it. Excited for this to come out though.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, I'm always glad for more accessibility for some of these games. Like especially like remasters, bringing them up so we can play them on current consoles.
Right.
I mean, we can dig out the PS3.
I mean, we can, but I mean, some of the other most highly requested Tales games are also on the PS3.
I literally have all of them.
Yeah, I know I have them too, but I don't have a working PS3, and I don't want to have to come take yours anytime I want to play it.
No, that would never leave the house because I don't think I'd ever see it again.
Nah, not that one. That was cool.
That's the God of War one,
Yes.
When you bought that, I had a PS3 at the time. I almost bought it when we went to get it for you because it was that specific one.
right? Yeah.
I didn't even ask for it. That's just what they pulled out.
Yeah, they just pulled it out. I'm like, well, damn, you could have showed me that first.
It's actually, oh, cool. Whatever.
I just needed a PS3.
Yeah. No, speaking of like special edition PlayStations, while I was down in Dallas, I was we were chilling, getting ready to go to Sonic, right? We had probably like a couple hours to spare, and I was just trying to find something to do while we were chilling. There was a game store like 10 minutes from us, and I was like, yeah, let me go check out their site, kind of get the vibe, And it brought me to their Facebook where they, it's kind of like one of our stores where they post what they get. Like 2 weeks ago. So I was like, I know it's probably not there, but I told her, like, emergency, we need to go now. They posted they got a Spider-Man PS4. And I told her if I walked in and it was there, I'm not walking out without it. They did not have it, though.
Yeah, I bet not.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 2 weeks ago is when they posted it from the time, from last Saturday. I'm like, it's probably not there, but damn it, we are going to look. I will have that PS4 one day. But anyway, on the 28th, though, has a game called Eternal Strands, which this one is coming to Game Pass. It's an action RPG. It actually looks pretty cool. When I was making this list and I saw, I'm like, why does that sound familiar? And I went back and watched the trailer. I think it was like a Summer Game Fest where it was revealed. It actually looks like a pretty cool game. Coming to Game Pass, it is one of the games that I will be checking out this month. It looks like it'd be a pretty fun time. Then we have Phantom Brace, The Last Hero. And Zach, you have a game here for you.
Yeah.
Citizen Sleeper 2, Star Wars Victor.
I can only hope it's as good as Citizen Sleeper was.
Yeah.
Such well done storytelling in that game.
That was one of our top 10 Gamestetic games of the year that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the list for you. Shout out to that. I saw Citizen Sleeper on there. I'm like, oh, Zach will be happy about that one. So
Yeah,
shout
I've been
out.
watching it since they announced it a year or two ago, I want to say. Maybe it was just a year ago. No.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, good. I feel like good, like nice January. It's not
Yes.
a pop off January, but I mean, you got Dynasty Warriors and Citizen Sleeper. You know, I've got Freedom Wars and Eternal Strands. You know, you've got some Tales remaster action. We all got something to do this month.
I mean, technically, the Wise Memoriams also would be on my list.
Yeah, it would be for you. Yeah. So shout out. And then you have February. Well, February is just has stuff.
Yeah,
all right?
February's fucked up.
It has stuff. So the 4th, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. On the 5th, we have the Rift of the Necrodancer. And then on the 11th, you have Civ 7.
Woo.
So big shout out to that one. 14th, you've got Assassin's Creed Shadows,
Boo.
Trails Through Daybreak 2, the English version of it. And then you have Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remaster. Shout out to that. 18th, Avowed, as well as Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1.
What even is that?
That is the new game from Don't Nod, the original Life is Strange creators. It was in Summer Game Fest, maybe, or I think it was Summer Game Fest, maybe Game Awards. I can't remember. But it was like I think it was like 80s based or something like that. Mixtapes and stuff. It just looked like a weird, wacky time. But it's a Don't Nod game, right? Yeah, it's Life is Strange creators, so I imagine it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah. Then
And the best pirate simulator of the year.
True.
I was gonna say like Avowed. I'm not like super excited for this game anymore. It's been too long for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play
You
it.
were just excited a month ago.
I mean, the thing is, it's exciting to see
Yeah.
it, but it's been so long.
Right.
Like we've been waiting on this game for what feels like 5 years.
Yeah. Been a hot minute.
I just feel like I'm just happy I never cared about it, so I can just skip on this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna play it.
I'm
so.
gonna play it. I don't have high expectations for it. I'm gonna at least try it, or I may wait for you to say something about it
Yeah.
and see if, or like wait till it comes out and actually see what the opinion of it is.
Right.
But this is one that I know a lot of people are excited for, and I would like to be excited for it. It's just
Not right now.
it's just one of those where it's like you had my attention 2 years ago, and we still don't have it.
Right. Right. Then, like Zach said, we have Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii on the 21st. It's a big shout out to that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection on the 27th. Looking forward to that one.
That's gonna be fun.
Which one?
Like a dragon.
The Yu-Gi-Oh! Early
Okay.
Days collection.
Okay.
We're so excited for this. This is going to be so
Is there an
dumb.
actual list of all the games that are
Yeah,
in that
they
one?
finally released the actual list, and one of the biggest ones that I wanted to see made it. So I'm pretty
Which
stoked.
was
Forbidden, not
Forbidden Memories?
No, that's a PlayStation 1 game.
I mean, it is. I own it.
Yeah, no, me too. Let me look up the game.
But yeah, I mean, this
Battle
early.
City?
Worldwide Edition. Worldwide Edition.
I have no clue
That's
what
the
that
one.
is.
Like that's the one based in Battle City. It was like a blue cover. Love that game. Love that game to death. Played the crap out of it.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection. That's going to be. That's the nostalgia pack.
is.
Pack for us.
It is.
I'm happy for. I didn't have some of the games that are in it, but
Yeah.
the ones that I did have are in it. I'm very excited for.
I saw a rumor kind of circulating that after this early days collection, there will be another collection that will have like the 3D Yu-Gi-Oh games, so like Duels of Roses, Falsebound Kingdom, stuff like that. I'm like, I want it because that would have Forbidden Memories. So it's like
Yeah.
that would be in there, baby. Let's go. I want that too. But no, that's gonna be fun. And then the next day on the 28th, you have Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh, that's gonna be. I'm gonna be playing a lot of that.
I was about to say that's going to take a lot of people's time in the internet for a while.
That'll be the game that I play throughout the entirety of 2025.
Yeah, that's gonna be your big game. It's the whole reason why Christina got a PlayStation 5 is to play that. Then moving on to March on the 6th, we have Fragpunk. Shout
The
out to
most
that one.
interesting team shooter we're going to have.
The team shooter, hero shooter, whatever you want to call it, that I'm actually excited for.
Yep, Fragpunk looks so cool.
I don't like. It just looks like stupid fun.
Its gimmick
Yeah.
is top tier. It's going to be fun. Whether I stick with it is debatable, but I'll at least play it.
I will play this game, and I will probably play it obsessively for a couple weeks, and then never touch it again.
That's probably going to be the John M.O., yeah. I will not play it day one because it also comes out the same day as Split Fiction. So I will be playing Split Fiction.
I mean, you're going to pull Christina away from Monster Hunter.
Yes, and she will play Split Fiction with me. It'll be great. No, honestly, a lot of stuff coming out there on the 6th. You got Frag Puck, Split Fiction, and then you get the Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters coming out. And then a new Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive.
Not just a Dead or Alive. A Dead or Alive Extreme.
Yeah, Venus Vacation Prism.
We're going
Dead or
back to
Alive
the
Extreme.
resort. To where physics don't matter for people's bodies.
I put that on there just for you.
I wonder if this is the censored one of the band Dead or Alive I sent you a picture of I found.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never actually looked into this one. I have no idea what this one is.
Well, I guess you'll find out on the 6th.
No, I won't.
No, why not?
I've
Come on.
I've literally never played any of the extremes.
Well, now it's your time.
Yeah, Zach is an enjoyer
of the actual Dead or Alive.
He's an enjoyer of
fair.
Dead or Alive. He's not.
I'm not here for the TNA of extreme.
Coward.
All right, I'm doing a quick fact check. Why did I have Wander Stop on here as a
I don't
shout
know
out?
what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
I don't know what it is either. That's why I'm looking it up. Why did I have it as a shout out? It's a cozy game. The publisher is Annapurna, so shout out to that. It's a narrative centric cozy game about change and tea. So shout out to that. Coming out on the 11th. Then the 18th.
You say change in T? Or?
It says change and T is what it says on Steam. So shout out. 18th, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage Tape 2. I believe there's only 2 tapes. At least that's what was listed. So I guess just 2 parts for that one, and we're done. 20th, we have the Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. 21st, Zach, you got one of your games here. At least you said you were excited for this, right?
Yeah.
Altaria Yuma?
Yeah, most definitely. The Altaria series.
Yeah.
It's going to be the start of the new trilogy.
Yep, shout out. And we also have Bleach Rebirth of Souls, a Bleach fighting game that apparently looks good.
It
I don't know.
looks solid. Everything I've seen for it actually looks okay.
Yeah. Hopefully it's going to be an anime fighter that's not dog shit, like JJK last year.
It doesn't have any of the standard red flags of regular anime fighters, so...
Yeah. There you go.
Is that just like an arena fighter?
No,
or
it's
is
like
it,
an
or
actual-
is it like an actual 2D fighter?
more 3D fighter, similar, like almost DBZ style almost.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Let's see. Next would be on the 25th, Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. So
I'm out.
Don't know what it is. I'll probably look into it. I'm not saying I'll play it, but I'll look into it.
It's a life simulator
it's
as
a
a
life-
hobbit.
Probably play it.
yeah, it's a life sim as a hobbit, romance, and do your farming and do your
Build your
things.
hobbit hole.
Yeah.
That'll probably I'll buy that on something, and that'll be one of my handheld games.
Shout out. 27th, we have Atomfall and the first Berserker Kazan, which you shout out recently, I believe.
What, the first Berserker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you shout that out
If
recently?
we get actual gameplay,
Yeah,
maybe.
First Berserker Kazan. I'm. This is one where like we don't really know what this game is yet.
I mean, I'm still intrigued because it's DNF universe.
Yeah. We haven't actually seen anything besides cinematics on it, but the cinematics look fucking incredible.
And the concept of it seems very interesting.
So I will be excited to see more about that. This is probably one of the few like I don't really know what's going on, but I'm gonna pick it up games.
I feel that.
I don't have many of those this year.
I'm
but
leaning towards it's going to be a Souls-like game, but hey, who knows?
No.
That's what I'm expecting.
No. We also have Atomfall, which I'm excited for. That's gonna. I mean, I'm lukewarm excited.
Which one was that?
It's like a Fallout game.
yeah. That one does look good.
Yeah.
It's like if civilization kind of fell apart from like a disaster or something, you're kind of just going around.
Okay.
Yep. And then sometime that month, you have the Killing Floor 3 to be announced.
That'll be cool.
Killing Floor getting a revival.
Yep.
Killing Floor is fun.
The only things confirmed for April at this time is on the 24th, Fatal Fury City of Wolves. The 100 line Last Defense, which is one of those games where John called me out when it was revealed at Nintendo Direct's like, that's going to be one of those games that you say you're not excited for, but then you're going to pick it up. So we'll see if I end up doing that. And then at some point, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, will be coming out that month as well.
I didn't realize that got a subtitle.
Yep. The Girl Who Steals Time. And then the only other major confirmed date for the year is in October on the 23rd with Double Dragon Revive.
A wild side scroller beat 'em up.
Right. After that, it's a shit ton of unscheduled games. I mean, Q1, Q2,
Basically
we have
just everything that they've said for the year,
Yes.
but didn't tell us a date yet.
Yeah, exactly. Because like Q1, Q2, we have Exhibition 33. which is one of our most anticipated games.
Yeah.
Probably my most anticipated.
It's my
at
number
least in
one,
like
spoiler alert.
It's like in my top 3 for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's in my top, but I mean, I'll be playing it with y'all.
Yeah. Delta Force, Dune Awakening, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Phantom Brave Lost Hero, and Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma. All for Q1, Q2. I know for Expedition, it very specifically said spring. So I'm thinking March, April. Q4, the only confirmed ones there is Crimson Desert, Dying Light, The Beast, GTA 6, and Trails in the Sky First Chapter. That's it for...
Crimson Desert, also in my top 3. I've been waiting on this game for like 5 years.
Yep.
And then Trails in the Sky First Chapter, very excited for.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to allow a lot of people to really dive into that series for the first time who may have been just looking from the outside in.
I've been
Right.
looking for an excuse to dive into it. I have the first game on Steam.
Yeah.
I haven't started it yet. I was looking into doing it like earlier this year, and then this got announced.
Yeah.
So I've been just waiting for it.
Yep. And then for everything that's to be announced, I'm not going to read through all this. Let me go through and just handpick some stuff that we did not say earlier.
Backyard sports game.
I was going to shout that out first for you. New backyard sports game for John. Big shout out. Got a Capcom Fighting Collection, a new Dark Pictures anthology, Directive 8020.
We still need to play through those, Alex.
I know. I just picked them up recently. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
Why is that on this list?
I think it's getting its 1.0 release.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's on.
It was on the list.
It's on Steam right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
which is the only reason I was curious.
Yeah, it was on the list. We have John's Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake.
I think those are supposed to be the first part of the year.
Okay. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see. Greedfall 2, Dying World. I tried the first Greedfall. I need to actually go back and finish it.
It's a fun game.
Yeah. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
What is that?
I don't remember the full gameplay. I just remember it looking cool, and I saw John Carpenter involved because he's a massive gamer. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll play it.
Also, why did we just skip over Fable?
Because we already shot Fable earlier.
Did we?
Yeah. Of like industry headlining games. Was it not on the list? It should
Nope.
have been. Yeah, it's on there. I said Fable earlier. It's right between Crimson Desert and Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I don't remember you saying that.
I said it.
I mean,
But Fable.
not to say spoilers, but I don't think so.
Wow. Okay. Little Nightmares 3. Let's see. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Mouse PI for Hire. That one looks cool.
Oh, I wanted to throw it out there. Is this Game of Thrones Kingsguard? Is that the game that was announced
Yes.
at the Game Awards?
Yeah.
Wanted to throw that out there. I'm not necessarily looking forward to it, but it does look like some sort of interesting RPG self-inserted character type thing.
I
So
mean, I'm not a big Game of Thrones person either, but I mean, I was definitely intrigued by it.
it looked, at least graphically, it looked good.
Yeah.
So as long as they kind of have the self-inserted part and not trying to have you play through the story, you just happen to be there while stuff is happening and you're doing your own thing. I think this could be incredible.
Oh, it could be a very good game, and
True.
in that world, as long as as you said, it's just this is happening alongside this timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Where was that? Yeah, Mouse PI for Hire. Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. Shout out. Shadow Labyrinth. Slay the Spire 2. Stormgate. Virtua Fighter. Wise vs. Trails. And Wise X. Proud Nordics.
You know what you didn't add in there? Dispatch.
Oh, yeah. Why wasn't that on the list?
I don't
that
know.
went
It's
through?
scheduled for 2025. They don't
Yeah,
have an
it
actual
is.
release
Yeah,
date.
no,
is
you're
that
right.
is that the one where you?
That's the Telltale
Yeah,
superhero.
Okay, I was
yeah.
wondering. I couldn't think of the name of it, but I was wondering why that wasn't on the
Yeah,
the
no.
first part of the
I
list.
don't know why.
That is one of my top 3
Yeah.
anticipated games for the year. Is Dispatch.
See, like I said,
wouldn't-
I
I
went off the
wouldn't
Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
It wasn't on there for some reason.
I wouldn't put that in like top 3, but that's a guaranteed pickup.
Oh, it's top 3 for me, hands down.
All right, I got to add Dispatch to my most anticipated real quick. Forgot about it. My bad. Cool. It's on the list.
I have not forgotten about that game since that trailer.
That 10 out of 10. Can't wait. But overall, top to bottom, I feel like we have a damn good 2025. I really
mean,
do.
if all these games actually release this year,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a decent spread throughout the year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and right out of the gate, I feel like we can already pinpoint like Game of the Year nominees and stuff. At least probably like 3 of them at least.
mean-
Because there's going to be a couple random ones. Because I will say, Game of the Year is going to be interesting to kind of pinpoint I feel like this year I'm going to really try to hammer, because something I've noticed the trend of the last few years is they always want to include, it seems like an indie game of some capacity, because it's been like that for multiple years now.
Well, unless something just comes and blows it out of the water, Split Fiction is probably going to make it in that list.
Split Fiction, GTA 6,
Well,
like I think
yeah.
those two are locks.
I was thinking back to this Game Awards that just happened,
Yeah.
and was there an indie game besides Balatro in there?
No. And
Because-
I think the year before was Stray.
Yeah, because like at least this past year, it's like there were some games that you could look at and say, yeah, they probably got snubbed for like a Game of the Award, but Balatro, I think, is one of the few exceptions of like an indie game, like a true indie game
Yep.
that was like, yeah, but that deserves to stand up there with those
Right.
Titans.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like we have honestly a really good list of games coming out this year. There's a lot to be excited for, especially as we just continue to get more dates. You know, that's kind of the big thing. And I feel like they'll probably start to see something happen over really just, I think these next 2 months alone. I think we may start to see some movement.
I would hope by mid-February we've gotten something
Yeah, at least kind of hammering out that
next quarter.
yeah, the next quarter especially, that Q2, you know, the April to like June range, kind of hammer that out a little bit. You know, and I personally, I'll go ahead and say this too. Like, I think we're going to see a Switch 2 reveal. Like, guys, like I'm not joking, next week. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think it was like next week it's going to happen. And I feel like once that happens, you can kind of start to hammer out a little bit more on some of these games, as well as like, I guess, like what Nintendo's going to do for the year and stuff
Well,
like
yeah.
that.
They're not going to announce anything until they announce the Switch 2.
Yeah.
And when they announce the Switch 2, they'll have like their two big games that
Yeah.
are gonna come out with it, and
Yep.
then over the year we'll have more stuff announced.
Exactly, and it's gonna be the same thing for even third parties, because you know there are like plenty of third parties that's kind of waiting for the Switch 2, because they're gonna piggyback off of it. So I
Yeah.
know like one is you know, Christina's gotten ungodly addicted to My Time at Sandrock, and that next game, My Time at whatever it's called.
Portia or whatever.
No, that's the first
No.
one. That's
Oh,
the
is
first
it?
one. Whatever the new one's going to be, it's confirmed to be on the next Nintendo console. Like the devs, like, yeah, this is 100% happening. So they're going to kind of piggyback off that. So I feel like that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. You know, just right here at the beginning of January, we're just, all right, Nintendo, do your thing, and then all the rest of the dominoes will start to fall for the rest of the industry. You know, with some other like, you know, developer directs to come after, because there's rumors of developer direct for Xbox this month and stuff like that. So I think we're just kind of waiting on that, in my opinion. Which I'm telling you guys, like, if there's a reveal this week, don't be surprised, because like I think it's possible. There's a couple of things that I've seen that could make it possible. One thing is just needs to go ahead and kind of get it done. It's been leaked out the wazoo, and you know, with some of these titles coming out, like, because I think it's going to come out anywhere from like March to May range. You know, need to go ahead and kind of get it out there, right? But I can't remember their name, but there was a Chinese leaker that completely leaked the June Direct, top to bottom, perfectly.
For
like,
who?
Nintendo.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks in advance, and they've been kind of teasing like January 6th, January 8th. They've been kind of teasing some dates, so we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, overall though, I mean, with the games coming out, with the new Nintendo console coming out, like I feel like 2025 is going to be a crazy year. Like just from a gaming standpoint alone, I mean, we have a hell of a slate to kind of look at and get excited for. With that, let's touch on our most anticipated. What are you guys' most anticipated games for the year?
Dispatch.
Dispatch looks incredible. It is on my list now that you reminded me.
Expedition 33 and Crimson Desert are probably in my top two.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably my top two. The Trails in the Sky first chapter, purely because I've been wanting to get into that series for like 2 or 3 years now, and there's going to be a new entry point that they've said, hey, if you've ever wanted to, this is the time to do it.
Yep.
So it's like those are probably like 3 of the biggest ones. Also, obviously, Dispatch I'm very excited for.
Fable.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
I was going to say, besides Dispatch for me would be South of Midnight, Mafia of the Old Country. I'm still very intrigued by Shadow Labyrinth.
True. That's on my list.
Yeah. Also, Celeste 2. I mentioned it before.
Yep.
Very high on my list of anticipated games. Don't know when it's coming out yet, although they did they have also thrown out that a demo could be available for Celeste 2 as soon as the next Steam Next Fest.
Dang.
So we'll see if that actually happens, and if that does happen, you can bet I'll be in there playing it.
Right.
I mean, probably out of my currently what we know of, one of my most anticipated would be Outer Worlds 2. So
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah, I've got on my list for the year to go back and play Outer Worlds again, and make it all the way through this time.
Did you ever play? Oh, you didn't make it all the way, so you didn't play the DLC. Okay.
No, I let some of the like default systems in the game get to me last time. I was annoyed at the weapon system and how bare bones it was, and didn't like the equipment in the game, but it was fun enough. I should have just kept playing through. So definitely gonna go back through it this year, and probably will play the DLCs.
For me, Expedition 33 is my top. It's my Black Myth Wukong for the year. Split Fiction would be my second, and Crimson Desert would be my third. If I had to do my current top three, like all three of those, I've been very excited for. Fable, South of Midnight, Avowed, Prime 4, Doom: The Dark Ages. Man, that trailer they revealed at their Xbox showcase, that looked so sick. So that's on my list.
It's sad we're not getting another. Crap, what was I can't even think. Animal Crossing with Doom.
Oh yeah. Where it's Isabel and the Doom guy, whatever. Yep. Pokemon Legends ZA. I mean, it's obviously we don't know anything about it, but it's Pokemon. It's Legends.
I mean, we really haven't seen anything new about it, so.
It's pretty low. Like I for my list that I made, it rounds out probably about like 9 to 10, just because it's Pokemon. You know, it's going to be fun in some capacity, but it's not higher at the moment.
I also feel it's because we know nothing about it. I think as soon as we actually get a reveal,
it's going up the list
of what it is. It's going to shoot up to like Mighty's like top 3.
Yeah,
probably
100%.
I mean, be very curious to see what they decided to do with this Legend. So, seeing as we know it's somehow based around building one of the cities.
Yep. Or enhancing the city is more so what it is. Dispatch, Lost Records, Bloomin' Rage, Shadow Labyrinth, Mouse, PI for Hire, and then a couple games for this month, Eternal Strength, Freedom Wars. And then, of course, honestly, I'm probably the only one excited for this one, but it's low on my list. Like, I put it at number 10, just as like giving it that honorable, like, all right, you can lock into that 10 spot. Honestly, I'm excited for GTA 6. Not for my own personal enjoyment. GTA games, they're fine. Like, I enjoy them. I don't love them. They're fine. But the reason I'm excited for it is because, like, this doesn't even go with gaming. Like, this goes as, you know, let's say me being a big football fan. I'm a football fan first, then like a Chicago Bears fan second. You know, and I'm a gaming fan first before I'm a fan of whatever. I love seeing history being made. You know what I mean? And I just can't wait for that game to come out and see what it does to the industry.
Oh, most definitely.
Like, that's the only reason why I'm excited for it, is I just want to see the reaction. I want to see the numbers that it does, you know?
You want to see some comically large player numbers?
Yes, that. Like, that's what I want to see. I love witnessing history be made like that. So, yeah, I'm excited for it, but not for my own personal, like, oh, man, I'm going to play the hell out of that game. I'll probably play it for like 20 hours, not beat it, and not pick it back up. I'm just going to be honest. That's most of my GTA experiences, with the exception of 4 and San Andreas. Those are the only ones that I've beat. The rest of them, I've come close, and I've just put it down.
There's a decent chance I'll end up playing it. I don't get too into like GTA and that.
They're fine.
For me, they've always just been a fun like fuck around game.
True.
So if I play it, that's what it'll be. It'll be a game that I jump into to have a good time for an hour and turn it off.
Yeah, no, that's what it's going to be for me. So, like, you know, it being on my most anticipated, it's strictly just from, just can't wait to see it come out, and just the records it'll break, the hype around it,
most
just
definitely.
the player numbers. Like, I love seeing that stuff.
I mean, it's set up to be able to do phenomenal numbers whenever it releases.
Yeah.
As long as everything goes to plan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even it won't even have to go to plan. As long as it releases.
I don't know. I mean, if it has a poor launch, I mean,
even if it has a poor launch, it's gonna break. I mean,
it's still gonna break records.
GTA 5 is still like in the like top sellers.
Number 2 all time.
It's well, like even now, like it still maintains like almost month by month being like a top seller for almost every platform it's on, which is wild.
Yes.
Like 10 years in.
Yeah.
Because like it's an ongoing joke with Spawn Wave anytime he covers any sort of like sales numbers update on stuff where it's like here's the sales numbers for the month or whatever, and he's like, and there's GTA 5, and he'll always ask the question, who still has not bought GTA 5 at this point? Like, how many more people can you sell this game to?
I mean, it can go till every single person has at least one copy of GTA 5.
Yep.
I think I probably have 2.
I only got one.
I don't even have one anymore because the one I had was physical for the Xbox 360.
Yeah,
Shout out, it came out on the 360.
I probably have a couple because I know I
It did
bought
come
it
on
on
360, right?
I think I bought it on like a standalone store or something on
Yeah.
PC. And then like if I don't know where I bought it, I mean it's not like it's an expensive game. You can buy it again for like $5.
Right.
I would say, yeah, I didn't buy it till the one, so.
Yeah. Like I got it on a Black Friday, I think, and for 360, I just confirmed that. Yes, it was 360. I got it for, and I remember that's when I tore my
It's sort of
Achilles.
sad we got to search up what original console came out.
I was gonna say you bought it on 360, and we're two generations later.
About to possibly go into a third here soon.
Yeah, and 6 is finally gonna come out. Yeah, I know. It's what Zach said is true. It's sad that you have to fact check what console it came out on. It's been that long, man. 2013. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm excited to see that game come out. Although, like, as long as it comes out like halfway decent, it's game of the year. Like, yeah, that's the kind of
Probably.
that's the kind of crappy part about this year. It's like we have such an amazing year of games, right? If you just take GTA 6 out of the equation, it's just like, oh my God, who's gonna win? Like, there's so many great games. It's like you put GTA 6 in the equation, it's like, well, it's GTA 6.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. But I mean, other than that, it's gonna be a good year. But no, I'm very, very pumped for Expedition though. And I'm glad it's coming out just here in spring, and we don't have long to wait. Same thing with like Split Fiction. Don't have long to wait on that one. Just so like what, 40? Let me look. 61 days. 61 days. Got it right here. Shout out to that. 45 days to Avowed. Shout out to that. So, no, Expedition 33 just looks incredible. From the moment it was first revealed, instantly hooked. Every trailer since, still hooked. Man, I can't wait for it. Is there any other games you guys want to shout that I might have missed? Because I know you guys have already kind of shouted some. I just wanted to, double check here.
Not right now. Though, I get a lot more into like some of the indie games and stuff that come out on like PC throughout the year. So as they come up, I'll shout them out.
Yeah, true. And again, it's still kind of at a point. There's so much that we don't know about the year. We know about this first quarter. We're cooking this first quarter, but after that, it's like okay, we'll see.
So you shout out to something that didn't come out in 2025, but Mr. Zach over there finally went and picked it up.
Oh, yeah.
He
Esports
finally
Godfather.
picked up Esports Godfather over
Yeah, I bought
there.
it yesterday.
Shout out! I saw it was on sale.
Oh, I didn't buy it on sale. I bought it full price. I'm going to give them all my money.
Okay, I got the notification today that it was on sale.
I saw you bought it, and I went, I need to play some more of that.
One of those games that if it somehow got the right matchup in our bracket, it would have got pushed straight to the finals.
Oh, it's debatable. But depending on what it was up against, me and John may have pushed the game of the
Yeah.
year for us.
If it was on the other side of the bracket, it probably would have won.
Just think about that for a second. Esports Godfather winning the first GameStatic Game of the Year bracket.
We would have beat Astro Bot.
I know. That's funny. Shout out.
That was one of my favorite games to come out last year.
I mean, I haven't even played the full release, and it's still one of my favorite games last year.
Hey, as long as it's one of your favorites, man, yeah, it deserves to get pushed to the moon. Strap a rocket to that bad boy. If it would have got a better matchup, because what knocked it out? I think it was something where you looked at me and you're like, "Oh, fuck you."
Yeah,
it was
because
something.
it was Zenless and Esports.
That's what it was. I'm sorry, man. Look,
It's more to me because like I knew where I was going with it.
Yeah.
I knew where he was going to have to go with it. So yeah, that was.
It wasn't intentional. I was even on the phone with you or texting you where trying to rank some of these things. It's just how you start from the top and you work your way down. 1 versus 32, 2 versus 31, and it's just how the cookie crumbled, man. I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional.
We got to fix that bracket a little better next year, Zach.
Yeah.
Hey, just like the college football playoff, though. So we got a lot of brackets to fix for next year. All right, let me shout out one of our sponsors. Shout out some Rogue Energy. Use their referral link down below. Promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. We'd appreciate that extra support. Whether there's the hydration line, the chill, or the energy line, the cans, the powder, they're both fantastic. But yeah, just check out some Rogue Energy with the referral link down below. Okay, all right.
Move into some predictions.
Yep, and then we can look to wrap up the show.
I'll kick one off here.
Gaming predictions 2025. Let's go.
It's a little relevant. You were just mentioning it a minute ago about the landscape of games in 2025, and a little unfortunate with GTA 6 coming out. First prediction that I'm going to throw out this year: GTA 6 does not win TGA Game of the Year.
Okay, we're already off to a hot start. Let's go.
Just very specifically TGA.
TGA
specifically.
But you do believe it will still win a
win
a
Game of the Year award from somewhere, but it will not win it at
TGA.
Do you have a piggyback of what will win?
Not yet.
What about contenders?
Contenders, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay, Split Fiction.
Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction will be in there.
I mean, he's got a point. Monster Hunter Wilds could probably give it a good run.
I think Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction are going to be the two main contenders for Game of the Year this year. I think GTA 6 will win every other category that it's in.
Okay, all right.
I'll piggyback off that one. And speaking of Game Awards, in which one of my predictions is based off the trend we saw from Game Awards, I believe we'll see probably at least 2 or 3 older IPs come in, get an announcement of a new line in game series.
A part of trailers, you mean?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Announced games.
Yeah, so like old IPs like Capcom's been building.
Yeah.
I feel like with that trend and some of the others we saw from Summer Games Fest, I want to say I would like to say that we'll see at least 3, maybe 4 older IPs get a new game in their lines.
Any idea or any want to pitch you want to throw out there? Manifest maybe, or do you just kind of think it's going to happen?
I mean, some that would be sort of wild and just in that realm and stuff like that. Like just randomly a new Spyro, because I mean we got the Reignited, but we haven't actually seen a new game out come with it.
Yeah, he also appeared in Astro Bot. Shout out to that.
Sticking in that with someone who also just recently appeared in Astro Bot, but totally outspace Gex.
Oh my God! Yes, that's a pull. That's a deep cut.
That is
That's
a
a deep
hard
cut.
pull. Something that Xbox might do, considering they've been moving all their stuff around and whatnot. I don't know who still owns the IP, but Aviva Pinata.
Who does own that? Well, I think it would be Xbox.
Well, Xbox has it, but I don't know who's the actual studio. But with how Xbox has been moving a little bit away from pushing everything into Xbox and actually looking a little bit more at actual games and getting stuff on other consoles and whatnot.
Rare. Developer was
I was wondering
Rare.
if it was Rare.
Andy would be so excited. Andy loved the Viva Pinata
Yes.
games.
I mean, it's not a big IP known anymore, but I mean,
Yeah.
it still has a very solid following.
yeah, it was Rare and Climax Studios.
Yeah.
Whatever Climax Studios is. Let me see what else they've done. Let's see. They have also done Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, and Silent Hill Origins.
Oof.
Shout out to that. Let me see what else. But yeah, so yeah, I would safely say Xbox owns that IP since Rare was the lead developer on it. See what else Climax has done.
But yeah, that would be my 3 guesses. One of those is a wild shot.
Yeah, one of those is. I don't know where you got that from, but
Is it Viva? Because that's the one I'm thinking is a wild shot.
No, Gex.
no, yeah, I was on Gex.
I'd say Viva's a wild one more than Gex because at least there's a joking meme about Gex in the gaming space in some capacity. Where
I mean that's fair.
because it's like with I think it's Scott the Waz, like he's like a massive Gex fan. I remember seeing a video where someone who got to go meet Scott at a convention brought him every possible copy of Gex imaginable, like based on how it was released, and brought it to brought it to Scott at some convention to sign it. So it's like an ongoing meme with Gex. So I still see Gex in some capacity, but that is a deep cut.
So I would think Viva Pinata would have the better chance, especially with them being like this is an Xbox campaign.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That seems like something that could come back and they could just market it to be played anywhere.
Because I
Right.
mean, it is again, it was a solid fan base game, still has a fan base, and I mean, it's very approachable just on all aspects.
So one of my predictions that I have, I will actually piggyback off John here with the Game Awards and GTA 6, and I will agree with John. Okay, GTA 6 will not win Game of the Year at the TGA because GTA 6 will be delayed in 2026. This is not a on the spot.
So is your prediction that it's getting delayed, or that it's just not winning Game of the Year at TGA?
I
It's
think
not-
it's that it's getting delayed.
It's getting delayed, so it won't be
available.
able
Okay.
to. No, I mean, like, this is not on the spot pool. It is on my list. I promise. I was just trying to not spoil it earlier on when talking about it. But no, I just have a sneaking feeling.
I had GTA 6 not winning TG. I wrote that down like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, no, the idea of GTA 6 being delayed, it was one of my first predictions when I started working on it. So it's like, I know I was saying it's like my most anticipated. It will be if it's going to come out. Don't get me wrong. I just have a feeling it's not going to come out this year. I've been hearing so many rumors that it's like teetering. It's on track for this year. Everything's good, but it's one of those things that if it needs more time to cook, Rockstar is going to let it cook, because apparently Rockstar has been very adamant that for this final stretch of the game, there will be no overtime on the game, which, hey, kudos. So if that's the case, it's going to get delayed, I think, if there is some fine-tuning you want to do. So it's not going to win Game of the Year this year because it won't be there. That's my personal prediction, is that it won't come out this year.
We're already moving on to stuff not coming out this year, huh?
Yeah. Already on to that. Why, you got something? Don't break my heart with something.
Fable
Oh, no.
and Metroid Prime 4.
That's why you said we'll see on Fable. That's why you said we'll see.
Fable and Metroid Prime 4 will not release in 2025.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
I would possibly be in agreement with that Fable 4 because we've yet to see gameplay. It's
We
still
saw
so
gameplay?
No, we did not.
I thought there was.
Nope.
No, we saw a cinematic, like a cinematic that was shown like gameplay, but it wasn't actually gameplay.
Okay, that's fair.
Prime 4 probably has the better chance of coming out this year between them in my head, but Prime 4 has been like cooking for so long. There were so many issues with it. I just don't see it happening.
I could see Fable. I could see Fable being a legitimate like 50-50 coin flip, maybe even a 60-40 it won't come out, I'm in disagreement on Prime 4. I think Prime 4 will come out this year.
I'm
feeling it.
I didn't want to lump. I put them together. I didn't want to throw two like delays in there for games that would probably be around the same time period to come out. And Prime 4 has the better chance with Switch 2 and everything. I think it could be a launch game for it. But I got that feeling.
Yeah.
I got a feeling I don't see it happening.
I hope that's not the case, but I can understand why
I would
you're
rather
saying
them
that.
both come out. I don't see both of them coming out, and like we've heard rumblings of both of them for about the same period of time. So, and there's been issues on both sides. So I just
Right.
until this is gonna be like when I think what was it a couple years ago? I said the game's not coming out until it, or I don't believe the game's coming out until it actually comes out.
Digimon Survive.
Yeah.
Yes, did you want to survive?
That's kind of these two games. We've heard about them for so long. I don't think they're actually coming out until they're released.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Let me go ahead and get an easy one in there. The Switch 2 will come out from March to May. Going to go ahead and get an easy win in there for me. I will also say though, one that I predicted this last year, got it right. I'm going to keep predicting it. At least this year. We'll see next year. GameCube will not be coming to NSO this year. I'm going to continue to hammer that one because I know everyone's just like, oh yeah, new console coming out. What are they going to add to the NSO next? Oh, it's going to be GameCube. No, it's not. GameCube's not coming out this year. Just go ahead and pump the brakes on it. They're going to save that because I think next year or 2027, I think is the 25th anniversary of GameCube. So I think it would more make sense to put that out next year versus this year. I mean, you already have, I'm assuming, a slate of games cooking to relaunch year one, Like, I don't think you need GameCube to come to NSO. So I'm going to keep hammering on that one, that GameCube is not coming to NSO. Not yet, at least. It will, just not yet. Not happening yet. What you, Zach? What do you got?
I got a wild shot after some rumors from a couple things that I came across the week or two ago. Steam will finally announce A Half-Life 3
That's
teaser.
one of mine. That's one of mine. Let's go.
I didn't even bother with this one. I knew it was coming from one of y'all.
That was on my list. Shout out.
It was on mine because I came across several articles of just stuff that apparently that Steam's been working on and hinting
Yeah.
at. So I guess I should rephrase that. Not necessarily Half-Life 3, but Steam will announce a new Half-Life game.
Yeah,
Or something.
that's all mine is that a new Half-Life game will be announced.
Because I mean, from like the articles and whatnot I read of what's been shown out, it hints that it could be Half-Life 3, but it's not enough information to be like, yeah, no, it's for sure Half-Life 3.
Okay, let me also clarify my prediction on it because I just read it. My prediction was a new Half-Life game will either be announced or leaked. It's going to be one of the two. Like it's something we're going to see Half-Life this year.
See, mine is Steam official.
Yeah, that's fair. Like mine's either they announce it or it's going to get leaked. One of the two. Something's going to happen with that. I do have two other announcements. No, three other. I have three other announcements. One of them I predicted last year and obviously got wrong, which in hindsight, yeah, I was going to get that wrong. Persona 6 is getting announced this year. I'm going to go ahead and lock that one in. I looking back, I don't know why I predicted that last year, just being hopeful, I guess. Yeah, last year was the year
I
of
told you
metaphor.
when you said it. I was
Yeah,
like, that's
both,
dumb.
no, both
I
of you
think
did.
both
It was
of us
the-
did.
Yeah, it was the year of metaphor. I don't know why I predicted it, but no, Persona 6 this year. I'm feeling it for probably a release next year. That's what I'm feeling.
You're just gonna skip over Phantom X getting its worldwide release.
That is not anywhere in the realm of weight of metaphor, though. That like yeah, it'll come out cool. That's in the realm of like a Persona 3 reload, so you can still have something else come out too, or announce, and that'd be Persona 6. Oblivion remake or remaster will be announced and released this year.
That has been so. That has been everywhere right now.
It's
Everybody's
coming.
on that one.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming, boys. And the last announcement I've got is I think I also put this last year. I'm going to keep putting it here until something else comes out and proves me wrong that it's not in development because I am convinced it's happening. Give me Ocarina of Time remake. I'm feeling it. That will be the next Zelda game on the Switch. It will not be another new title like Echoes of Wisdom. It will not be the next big 3D entry of the series. It will be a remake of Ocarina of Time. I'm feeling it. I think I predicted last year. I'm going to keep predicting it. I've seen so many reports and rumors on this damn thing, and it makes too much sense to throw it out there. So I'm feeling Ocarina of Time remake will be announced, not released. It will be announced. It will not be coming out this year, but it will be announced later on in this year.
See, I'm just gonna take a vibe shot. This year, we're gonna get a teaser trailer of Kojima's current working game, and it's gonna confuse the hell out of all of us.
Oh, what, OD?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know. We're gonna watch that. I'm like, what the hell did we just watch? No, we probably will because we'll probably see it at Summer Game Fest.
I was thinking maybe Game Awards.
That's also a possibility. Yeah. Well, I mean that one was an Xbox Cloud game, right?
Yes.
Then it'd probably be like at the Xbox showcase over the summer, if I had to guess.
Well, yeah, but I
mean-
of all of those, Kojima he gets his own time slot at Summer Games Fest
Yeah,
where
he
he gets
does.
to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So it's like he'd probably show up there first, and then it would appear more in depth at the Xbox showcase.
That's fair. That's fair. I can see that.
But yes, Kojima lets us see more of OD and confuses the hell out of us.
It is going to be a vastly confusing
The only
game.
reason I say Game Awards is because we have Death Stranding 2 supposedly slotted for this year.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
So I feel like, because we don't have a date on that right yet.
Nope. It is TBA.
So I was feeling like Death Stranding 2 may be at the Summer
focus.
Games Fest. And
Also,
then,
he showed it off for the first time at Game Awards last
yes.
Yeah.
year. Yeah,
Yeah, because it was the whole, he came out, Jeff introduced him, and then he introduced
that's what made me.
Key.
That
Was it Pill or Key? I can't remember. It was one of them.
Yeah, I can't remember.
yeah, that it made me so mad because everybody was getting kicked off the stage in like 30 seconds for their speeches, and we got a 15-minute Kojima segment.
They're best friends.
I know, but still.
That is annoying. I understand.
I got a bit of a vague one here. We'll have to define this at the time
Okay.
a little bit better
Okay.
because I don't know how to phrase this any better. Switch 2 coming out this year. We all know that.
Yep.
You're saying sometime
God, I hope it doesn't release this year.
Stop.
Switch 2, all we've heard about it is the power of the Switch 2
Yep.
and how powerful it's supposed to be. Switch 2 is going to come out and be like the power that they've been talking about, and the ability of it is going to be underwhelming.
Oh God! Now you're starting to sound like freaking Centro leaks. Jesus Christ, John! Don't do this to me.
It's gonna. That's all we've heard marketing wise is the power of it. It's going to be PS4 Pro level power. It's not going to fix anything. It's going to be underwhelming. It's going to be underwhelming because they're still going to have problems making games for it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, from a third-party standpoint, they will. Nintendo will be fine.
Oh yeah, Nintendo's first parties will be fantastic.
Yeah.
Most of half their games that came out for the Switch in the past year don't run well on the Switch.
Yeah.
They're gonna be shooting higher for the Switch 2, expecting it to just work, and it's not. It is my opinion of it. But we'll when it comes out and we actually see some of the games and stuff come out, we'll have to define that a little bit better.
Right.
But based on how you're saying it, I would define it as more or less you're saying the Switch 2's hardware
capabilities
will not be as up to standard.
Essentially,
It'll
we're gonna
still
have,
be a
we're gonna
step
have the same
backwards.
problem with the Switch 2 that we have with the Switch.
Yeah.
Is basically how I'm gonna phrase it. We've had one game that came out, and it was Tears of the Kingdom, that showed what was capable on the Switch, but that was because they had 5 years to work on it.
And they literally pushed that Switch
And-
to its limits.
to the max.
It's like they let them sit there and just figure out how to make it work. Most people do not get that opportunity.
yeah.
So I think we're gonna have the same problem with the Switch 2 as we do with the Switch.
I do agree with you because like when all the original reports were coming out and the leak specs and all this and that of like, you know, what the power would essentially be like, which is like PS4 Pro level, Xbox Series S, and I'm just like, okay, I mean that's cool because you're going to be able to get some like really fun, cool third-party titles on the Switch too, but it's going to be the same rinse and repeat cycle we have right now, where they're going to have to be delayed to be optimized, or they're going to be aggressively optimized down to even come out.
It'll be fine for the Mario game that comes out.
100%.
It'll be fine for the Pokemon games that come
Yep.
out. Anything other than that, like a modern game, is gonna struggle.
Yeah. Maybe not struggle, but it's just going to take longer to come out.
Yeah.
It will either struggle if they launch it same day,
Yeah.
or it will take longer to come out and then run
We
fine.
will still have the same reports
Yeah.
of games either not running well or
Not-
games coming out 6 months later to be
Yeah,
optimized
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely agree to that. You know, obviously the Switch 2, very excited. I think the power that they are aiming for is going to be incredible for a handheld, but you are right. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at the power of the Xbox Series X and you look at the power of the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro, and hell, I got in the damn weekly wrap-up of what happened with our most anticipated game of last year,
Yeah.
and why it's still not on the Xbox. Those sort of situations is what's going to happen. I mean, realistically, like we're not trying to shit on the Switch. We're just keeping it real. Like that's just what's going to happen. You know, I mean that I might as well go ahead and give you a green check for that one because it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunately the truth. All Nintendo IPs are going to run great, but everything else, we'll see. You know what I mean? I have 2 Xbox Ones, and I think I got one more after that personally. So one of my Xbox Ones is they're going to go off the deep end and no more exclusives. I mean, they're going off the deep end this year. I think, you know, we've been hearing about it for so damn long. I think this is the year that's going to prove it. And they're going to go off the deep end. Pretty much anything that's coming out, it's coming to PlayStation. It's coming to Nintendo. Now, I'm not going to hammer if it's going to be day and day release. I'm not going to hammer that kind of like with the Indiana Jones, where Indiana Jones coming out for PlayStation here in like 2 months, whatever. But everything that it's coming out for Xbox will come to PlayStation, at least, if not Nintendo as well. I think they're going off the deep end this year. But on the plus side for Xbox, I do think Xbox will have a game nominated for Game of the Year. You know, in any publication or in the TGA. I'm feeling it.
Like a first party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know why. It's just the one that's sticking out to me. Like, I think you're gonna do it, buddy. I think it's gonna be Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm not even fucking around right now. I just have a feeling it's
I
gonna
mean,
be Doom:
was
The Dark.
the last Doom Game of the Year nominee this year?
No, because I actually recently did a deep dig on that because I saw someone put up a post and you know shitting on Xbox where it's like Xbox has never had a game nominated at the Game of the Years. And I'm like, I know they haven't had many, but I don't think they've ever had none because I remember very clearly Psychonauts got nominated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
Psychonauts 2, very specifically.
Yeah, I backtracked and I was like, okay, yes, when Psychonauts 2 was nominated, that was an Xbox-owned property, so they've had at least one. I think in terms of the TGA, I do think that is the only true first-party Xbox exclusive that has been nominated. So it is a rarity. It is a rarity. So I'm feeling it. Doom did get a lot of recognition. It was in a lot of categories. I noticed.
Just wasn't Game of the Year.
It wasn't Game of the Year. So I just have a feeling Doom: The Dark Ages could be the Xbox game to push up there and get nominated. Or who knows? It could be South of Midnight, because I'm pretty sure it's an Xbox publisher. I think it was. I need to go fact check that. But I think South of Midnight was an Xbox publisher. Same thing with Avowed. If Avowed comes out and it's great, it could be Avowed too. Could be Outer Worlds too. Outer Worlds was nominated, so there you go. Okay. When Outer Worlds was nominated, I don't think they owned Obsidian yet, so that one didn't count. So maybe Outer Worlds too. If all of Xbox's games comes out, there's plenty of games that could make that list. Is what I'm saying.
The RPG category this year is gonna be fucking wild.
Oh yes, it is.
True.
This is going to be a giant old mixed bag.
Yep. So I have one more. Do you guys have anything else?
I got one I thought of earlier today, and it's not a fully fleshed out thought. It's Xbox will announce another acquisition of Game Pass, similar to how they did like Yakuza and then Persona.
Okay.
They'll have another series where they get the whole series put on there. I don't have it in my head of which one it is.
Just something's gonna happen.
It's like they will pull like.
That's fair. They do that almost every year.
Yeah, they've been solid at least getting something.
EA Play, they did that one.
Well,
Riot.
Specifically, I'm thinking on the level of like Persona and like Yakuza, where it's like those were shockers. It's those were big names that you didn't think were necessarily going to come to Game Pass. Something on that level is what I'm thinking. I don't have a series in mind.
I don't either.
But
I see your point.
I have a feeling that they're going to have some big acquisition of Game Pass this year.
I'll double down with you on that, because I could see that. Because you're right. I mean, you had Persona and Yakuza. You know, there was the whole Riot deal that happened. You know, they had the EA Play thing where it's like if you have Game Pass, you can get access to all the games on EA Play, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, etc.
Yeah. And they usually do like one acquisition like that, but sometimes like the Riot one is a weird integration to it. Yeah. So I don't necessarily count that one as much.
I just counted it because of all the shit you get for it. That's the only reason.
Yeah, across all the Riot's PC games.
Yeah.
I think they'll acquire some big name series and get everything on Game Pass at the same time there.
I wonder what it could be. I think you definitely see that happening, but I wonder what it could be. Now I'm racking my brain.
I don't know. I've been racking my brain. I'll maybe next week I'll have something. I'll have something to nail it down a little better with.
Well, here, let me ask you if it could be this one, because this can piggyback into my final prediction. Do you think it could be stuff from Ubisoft? Something to think about. Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was trying to rack my brain for like Ubisoft stuff, and it all kind of mixes together.
Yeah, because my final prediction is that when I say this, the headlining prediction, there is some clarifications, obviously. Ubisoft will go under this year. When I say go under, I don't mean like, oh, they're no longer a company, but the family that started Ubisoft, and there's still one brother that still runs Ubisoft, will be completely out. They will be completely out. You know, my prediction is Assassin's Creed Shadows will be the final nail in the coffin. And I'm not going to say Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a shit game. I think it's going to come out. I think it's going to be a fine game. I think it's going to be a good Assassin's Creed game. Good being a 7 on our board, right? But I think it comes out at the wrong time, and it's going to get overlooked. Sales numbers are going to be dog shit because even though it's a good game and it's Assassin's Creed, how many people are going to be jumping on that Assassin's Creed train? It's Ubisoft. We saw how the last Ubisoft game was with Star Wars. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I think it's going to be a game that people will play 6 months down the line and enjoy it. But the sales are going to be terrible in February because of everything else around it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the nail in the coffin. There's lawsuits happening with Ubisoft. If Assassin's Creed Shadows is a massive success and sales go well, reception goes well, it could buy the family that it's owned Ubisoft now a little bit more time and kind of get, maybe right the ship a little bit. they're not going to get that opportunity to right the ship. So we're going to see a new Ubisoft after this year. That is my prediction, you know, and it's not going to because, again, Shadows is going to be shit. It's just poor timing because I'm definitely not playing Shadows in February. There's other things in February I'd rather play.
I'm probably not playing Shadows this year.
I won't even think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not something that I don't not want to play. I mean, I've been wanting to go to Japan with Assassin's Creed since the series started. So like that's cool, but yeah, there's a lot of other things on the gaming list this year that I'd rather play. Like 30 other games probably.
Yeah.
So it's just on the back burner. I think a lot of players are going to feel the same way. The Assassin's Creed fandom is still very much alive, but it is not as powerful as it once was. So
I mean, it's in the same boat as Far Cry. I mean,
yeah.
You'll see it it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game. I mean,
Yeah.
you sort of already have an idea of what to expect. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to score well. I mean, I could see it scoring like I'd say like an 83 is pretty solid on Metacritic. That's not a bad score. 84. You know, I could see it getting some 8 out of 10s, maybe some 9 out of 10s, maybe even throw a 10 out of 10 somewhere. Someone will be generous. You know, it's going to get a lot of decent scores, good scores. It's just not going to sell for shit. People are going to be playing other things. Monster Hunter Wild's coming out in like a week. You know, you have Avowed people will be playing on Game Pass. You know, there's just other stuff happening. So it's just bad timing, in my opinion, for Assassin's Creed.
You got any more, Zach?
no, not really. I didn't really have a whole lot for this year.
I could like shotgun some potential announcements that I feel are kind of obligatory.
Okay.
For me. Pokemon Gen 10 will be revealed. It's somewhere like August, October.
Okay.
Switch 2 launch with the announcement of it comes the announcement of the next like big 3D Mario game that launches alongside of it and potentially Prime 4, but I don't think Prime 4 is coming out. So I'm replacing it with a new 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
Just makes sense to me. I had one there and I lost it. But yeah, it's like a couple Nintendo ones there. You're set on Ocarina of Time being the next remake. Don't see. I mean, it should happen. I don't necessarily see it happening next. I think like we just got Echoes of Wisdom, which was more of the top-down perspective for that. I would see potentially another game, like another of the 2D games being remade in that style.
Give me the Oracles, baby.
I'm thinking, I don't know why, but it's stuck in my head, Awakening. Like Link's Awakening.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, we got Link's Awakening.
No. Yeah,
you mean Link to the Past?
Link to the Past, yeah.
No,
I was thinking the art style of Link's
I know what you
Awakening,
mean.
and I wanted a Link to the Past.
Now, honestly, if they did like another like old school, like Ocarina of Time's old school, it's late 90s, but you know what I mean, like Super Nintendo or Game Boy, Zelda, give me Link to the Past remake.
I think,
or give me Oracle. Give me one of those two.
I think Link to the Past is the next one to get that treatment. I don't think it comes out this year. I think we get an announcement sometime in the summer.
Right.
Or at least even if it's just like a splash of it.
Yeah.
And then, here we go. Last one that I kind of had. This isn't necessarily, the start of it isn't necessarily it. It's just leading into it. Elder Scrolls 6 we hear nothing about in favor of Starfield expansions.
No, don't do that.
Dang.
But we will get the announcement of the next Starfield expansion this year before we hear anything about Elder Scrolls 6.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah, that probably is accurate.
I mean, especially if the Oblivion thing actually comes out, then yeah, you're gonna nail that one on the head.
And then I've been kicking this around. I wasn't sure about throwing it out there. Fallout. The next Fallout game goes to Obsidian. Ooh. Obsidian gains control of it because Bethesda is busy with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
And they're gonna want to they're gonna want an announcement. Obsidian is probably all in my head. They're already working on it because they're gonna want like a Fallout Season 2 to come with
A game.
And it's gonna be, it's like when the Season 2 like is announced, they start showing trailers for it. We're gonna start getting teases of the next Fallout game, and then we're gonna see an Obsidian logo pop up.
Yeah. I could totally see that because and it won't be a Fallout 5. That's going to stay Bethesda's not going to let that one happen.
They're going to do their own thing. With
exactly. Like they're going to be like a New Vegas 2 or just something along those lines, or whatever. Insert city name here.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, I could totally see that. I would love that too. That'd be sick. I mean, even Obsidian's been asking for that since the acquisition happened.
It's one of those with the hype of Fallout and with Obsidian talking about it. In my head, that's kind of a diversion where they're like, hey, like them throwing it out there to see, kind of to stroke their ego of seeing fan response of like, yeah, give it back to them.
Yeah,
I kind of see it like that. It might not be that. It might have genuinely been them asking for it and then them just pumping it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna see Obsidian with the next Fallout announced this year.
Right. That'd be pretty sick. I'd be here for that.
And then we're gonna end up with the next Fallout game before Elder Scrolls.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep. Elder Scrolls is years away. So, God, I can't believe it. It's been like, what, 6 years? No, it's been like, what, 5 years since the announcement?
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
It was 2019. It was. Yeah.
It was something like that.
That's crazy. So it would be 6 years. Oh, God. Oh, no. Time is going by quick, boys. I still remember watching. I think me and you were watching that in my old living room.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Time is going by so quick. Jesus. But yeah, no, I think you nailed those in the head. Zach, did you come up with another one there? Okay. All right. I don't think I got anything else.
Well, I guess one thing on the whole Nintendo thing, I mean, you say the new 3D Mario game. Do you think with the Switch 2 coming out, would they do what they did with Super Smash Brothers with Switch and do like a restylized just Mario Kart for Switch 2, where it's just all the everything, all
They
the content.
stop calling it Mario Kart 8 and just call it Mario Kart like Definitive Edition.
Yes, instead of doing Mario Kart 9, it's
Just
just
call it like Mario Kart Infinity.
or something like that, and just brings all the content over, plus some extra stuff that's missing.
So I firmly think we're going to get a Mario Kart 9. I was originally on the boat with John that the console would launch with a 3D Mario. I think it's going to launch potentially with a Mario Kart, and then 3D Mario comes at the end of the year. I saw one report that a 3D Mario won't even come out this year, and it'll be another 2D Mario. I'm like, no.
See, that was my
no. It's going to be 3D.
That was my thing. It was that they'd release it with a Mario Kart just because of how still high selling the Mario Kart bundle is.
True. I think it could go either way. I think it could be a 3D Mario
Mario
at
Kart,
launch or a Mario
in my
Kart.
mind, is in the same grounds as GTA 5. People just keep buying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the top 10 most selling games of all time, 100%. That's tough. I mean, because I don't know. I think Prime 4 will be a launch title. I've already got that locked in mentally. But the other, like the Mario title launch, I don't know if it'll be kart or 3D. I'd like it to be 3D. That was my original thought, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking it'll be Mario Kart 9. I don't know. What do you think? You still locking in 3D? You think it'd be kart?
I'm gonna lock in 3D.
All right, 3D.
I don't. I'm more with Zach of they're gonna stop numbering Mario Karts and just give a definitive edition that brings everything in, and then just over time update that. Kind of go live service model with it,
I mean,
which
that's
is what
almost,
they've been doing.
Yeah,
kind
almost
of.
what they've done with 8 now with doing their whatever it's called packs.
Yeah, it's like they basically just have DLC packs for it. So
right.
Do away with that, and then they can either buy the pack, or if they have Nintendo Switch Online, they can just get the packs for free or something.
Yeah, I mean, go back to kind of how they had it before, where it was like Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart Wii, and just eliminate the whole number of the naming and just call it whatever they're going to call it. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, there will be a Mario Kart game that comes out this year. Like that, I fully believe. But will it be a launch title or not? That's where it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
I thought of this while we were sitting here. It's less of a prediction for this year and one that we'll see happen over like the next year or two, maybe 3 years. It's similar to one I had, I think, a year or two ago, where I think I said extraction games will be like the
Oh
new
yeah,
BRs.
yeah.
Not in the same vein, but with the success of, or like with Split Fiction coming out, with the success of It Takes Two, games like Helldivers popping off. I think the
Big focus.
I think the cooperative focused kind of like Helldivers kind of just thrown in there as another cooperative game that popped off this year that can be played solo. But I think the interest and success of some of these cooperative or couch co-op type games, we're gonna see that kind of reverberating through the industry for the next couple of years. Because Split Fiction's coming out, it's probably gonna be up there for Game of the Year. It Takes Two won Game of the Year a couple years ago. We've seen some more of these games focused on like small groups of teams coming out, or like small groups of players going on missions and stuff. So I think the cooperative games are starting to come back, or they're going to start coming back. More people are going to kind of focus on it with the success that some of these games have had.
Man, I would hope so, because I really want to see that cooperative thing be more of a standard, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those where like in the same way, what's the studio behind like It Takes Two in that?
Hazelight.
Yeah, it's like in the same way that like Larian has perfected the CRPG genre and like their games, they've perfected couch co-op.
Yes.
Yeah, they have.
And it's like I think like on opposite ends of the spectrum, those two are going to be like leading the charge of like their style of games. And I think we're going to be seeing, I mean, we always get some CRPGs throughout the years come out, but I think since the standard has been raised on both sides there, we're going to be seeing more games come out of higher quality based on those properties.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I got to figure out how to exactly word that for the prediction.
It's a weird one to throw out there.
A resurgence of co-op focused
There you go.
games.
There you go.
Yeah, essentially that.
Yeah. Well, I can see that. I can see that. Would love to see that too, especially with just the success that I feel like, especially if Split Fiction comes out and blows everything out of the water, then absolutely. I mean, we've had these other cooperative games like Helldivers and stuff come out too. It's like
we've had a trickle of them here and there, but I
Yeah.
mean, our biggest spotlights, would be Helldivers 2 and then Hazelight's games.
Well, then also like some of the other like big games that came out, like
Baldur's
cooperative focused. Lethal Company indie game came out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
entirely
true.
focused on a group of people going and doing their thing. So there's been a lot of kind of interest shown in these co-op games that you can just group people together and play.
I'm glad you mentioned Lethal Company because it reminded me of a prediction that I saw from some journalist, I don't remember who, where they were predicting that there was going to be a pretty large AAA game come out this year in the realm of like a Lethal Company or Phasmophobia in that sort of co-op like horror game, whatever. So I was like, that'd be cool to see, because a lot of the big ones we have come out are kind of smaller, games like a Phasmophobia or whatever,
Or
like a smaller team.
One of the bigger
team.
ones that started up this year, Lockdown Protocol.
Oh
yeah. So that'd be pretty cool to see if there was gonna be like a AAA game like that come out this year. So
It's funny you say Phasmophobia because I've been seeing videos of just high-level Phasma players just ruining the game for people.
oh yeah,
Where it's just like, oh, the door opened this much slower. All right, it's this. Let's go.
oh man, I'm trying to think if I have any other predictions. I don't think so. I might piggyback on some of you guys' but I don't know. You guys got anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, that's the end of our predictions. Drop your predictions down below. Let me know. All right. Let's shout out our other sponsor, Agent Inc. Use our referral link down below. Pick up a jersey. Pick up a hat. When you have the trash can hat, the Sparky 3 hat, pick up the Sparky 3 Dragon Plus jersey. Pick up a jersey. We'd appreciate that support with the referral link down below. Shout out to Agent Inc. They're great. Very positive vibes all around with Agent Inc. Shout out. All right. Before I get to the weekly wrap up, you guys have any news you guys want to shout out before I jump into the weekly wrap up?
You know what came out like a week ago?
What's that?
Season 4
Oh,
of Suicide Squad
no shit. I
with
missed that.
Deathstroke.
I missed that completely.
Is that their last season?
I believe so, of like content roadmap, yeah.
And now the end is near.
I just happened to stumble across that because I was looking through my library. I was like, why is Deathstroke on my pictures now?
You think there's any chance we're gonna get a new Batman Arkham game come out this year? Not come out, get announced. Sorry. Some people, I saw someone else predict that with the failure of Suicide Squad and stuff, we'd get a new one announced, and I'm like, I don't think so.
I think based on how Arkham Knights was received and Suicide Squad, Rocksteady, I would hope, is going back and refocusing themselves and getting
True.
away from others influencing their games.
True. True. Yeah, I saw that little news bit, and someone predicted, oh yeah, we're gonna get a Batman Arkham game come out this year, or not come out, get announced this year because of, how bad Suicide Squad was and this and that. I'm just like, don't think that's gonna happen, buddy. I do not think that's gonna happen. So.
Plus, the Arkham Knights one was in sort of like a different timeline, anyways,
Yeah, true.
along with Suicide Squad.
True.
At what point in the year do you think there's going to be a new, like, shitty free-to-play shooter or MMO that I'm going to jump on?
February.
There's none announced right now.
Yeah, he's got other stuff that's
Do
gonna.
you think they're not going to
preoccupy
just shadow drop that shit?
I think it's going to be like April.
I
I think
that's what I
somewhere
was gonna
around
say.
April it's going to happen, and I'm going to get absorbed in it for about 3 months.
I think it's gonna be like May. I'm feeling May.
I hope it doesn't happen this year.
I'm feeling May.
John gets home from work and has to go, Monster Hunter Wilds, looter shooter.
I pick looter shooter every time. I did it. I did it with First Descendant earlier in the year because I was
Yeah,
I was
you got addicted.
I was loving Zenless, and then First Descendant came
Came
out,
out.
and I was gone.
Have you even touched that with season 2 or season 3?
No, I stopped touching it at season 1.
Okay, that's what I would have figured.
No, I got my like 2.5 months of obsessively playing it out of the way. Because I did that. Yeah, I did it with Lost Ark.
Yep.
I played that a lot longer. Though.
did it.
Shout out to Lost Ark,
We
man.
did,
That's a throwback.
we did it momentarily with New World.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that came to console last October, didn't it?
Yeah,
that was
New World
recent.
Adventurum.
Yeah, that was just recent too. Something's gonna come out this year. It's gonna
Something's gonna happen that's gonna drag me away from the games I actually want to play.
right. Yeah, it's gonna happen 100%.
Honestly, surprised you didn't jump into First Human.
I didn't know about it.
Oh, okay. Or Once Human, sorry.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it until after it had been going on, which I don't know. I like jumping into them immediately and then dropping them after a couple months.
All right, let me go through the very quick weekly wrap up here, and let's get out of here. So the first thing, I already kind of mentioned earlier. Black Myth Wukong studio CEO has confirmed that the lack of release for the Xbox is because of the Xbox Series S, stating that 10 gigabyte shared memory has been the issue, and flat out saying that there was no exclusivity deal like a lot of places wanted to report. I think we all kind of knew this.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were told that from the beginning.
Yeah, that it was that
Or
they
they didn't tell
wanted
us
to
the
get
exact
performance.
reason. They told us they were trying to optimize for the Series S.
Yeah,
is what we knew.
We just knew they were just trying to get it optimized better. Is all they really said. They didn't want to point fingers just yet. But then every sort of publisher's like, yeah, there's an exclusivity deal with the PlayStation, and that's why it's not out. I'm glad the CEO himself has said, yeah, that's not true. It's just this console's been a pain in the ass. Man, it's like we've said before. It's a great piece of tech. Glad it exists. Shouldn't exist.
Yeah. It
about
is.
to say,
It is
that-
great for the consumer.
They only needed X. They did not need the S because that's
Yeah.
what sort of cucked all the developers.
Yeah, I love the fact that I was able to pick up a Series S for cheap
Yeah,
And-
like $250.
and play my games on my Xbox. since I got it.
Yep.
That should not exist.
Yep. Yep. I get it. Trust me, I get it. That it has just caused constant problems, and it's to a point where it's like, I wonder if Wukong will ever come out to the Xbox because of that. Because it's kind of the same thing with Genshin. Genshin was supposed to come out for the Switch, like when the Switch came out. And we're about to be done with the Switch, and Genshin is still not on the Switch, and it's not coming at this point.
No.
It's not happening. So I kind of think the same thing is like, is Wukong not going to come out for the Xbox because it's just the Series S is that much of a nightmare?
It probably can't.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think it can because, the thing is, by the time they do get it optimized and everything for it, Xbox will probably be like gearing up for their next console, or like it could be one where they're like, I mean, but then at that point, I'd be pissed if I was Gabe Sides because I'd be like, you had us spending all of this time doing this,
Trying to fix it.
It is like when you could have just said, hey, we're working on a new console, just put it on that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. that would be infuriating. It's just like at this point, let me just get it out the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, Helldivers 2 devs have confirmed they already started working on their next game, and they shared some basic concepts online for fan feedback.
Yeah, I've been playing the shit out of that.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that they put up some screenshot concepts. Like, would love to know your feedback. So it's like, hey, it's good that you have a developer that's like a developer of a game with that size, actively wanting your feedback on stuff. Love that. That's great.
Well, yeah, because it's one where Helldivers got a lot of flack during part of this year for like there was a lot of like player or like power throughout all the different weapons, and they kind of instead of like buffing certain stuff to get it up to par, they fucking nerfed everything and then have slowly been bringing it back up. So they got a lot of flack for doing that for a while. But they've been pretty active about consulting the community for things that they want since then. So it is nice to see that they're like, okay, yeah, maybe we should ask before we just like nuke some stuff.
That's true. That's true. Let's see. All right. Per VGC, I think this goes to something that you said earlier, Zach. Per VGC, Sony is working on some deep cut old IP stuff. So I think your prediction of we're gonna see some reveals again, I think it's gonna probably happen. I'm just wondering what they specify quoted saying deep twice. Well, so how deep are we talking?
Well, I feel like they may have been hinting it with Astro Bot's sort of holiday planet, because on the Christmas planet, all the bots you're picking up, they're all special bots. They're not just normal ones, and they're all for older IPs. Every single one of them, except for Spidey.
Yep.
I was gonna say it's also like Astro Bot in general kind of hints at a lot, like some of that.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, if you're not gonna do anything with like some of these old properties, are you just showing them off to like get the nostalgia pop from people when they pick the bot up? Which a lot of it probably, sure, but some of it is probably like it's like, hey, we're working on some stuff. We're working on bringing some of this stuff back. Here's a collection of everything, but some of this will be coming back.
Yeah, it was just really weird for their Christmas planet to just be very specifically all named bots, and yeah.
Yeah, true. I'll get to that planet when I get there, because I know you asked me about that the other day. I was only on the third nebula at that point, so
Gotcha.
I'll get to that when I get to it. I will also say, with the Astrobot stuff, John, you'll enjoy this. My favorite like game themed world that you get to do so far is by far Bot of War. The God of War one, it's so much fun.
I've heard
so much fun.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, so much fun. I really enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Are you gonna platinum that game?
Platinum, probably not. But I mean, in terms of like everything, like the general stuff you can collect, I'm gonna absolutely 100% it. All the bots, all the puzzle pieces, all the void worlds, everything, all that complete. Yeah, that's all gonna be complete. But in terms of platinum, I have not looked at the platinum, the trophy list, so I honestly have no idea what I need to do to platinum that game. So I'll look at it. I'll find out if it's like doable or not at this point. Marvel Rivals is dropping a Fantastic Four trailer on this upcoming Monday. So shout out to that. I'm really excited to see their what these characters can do. Pretty pumped for it. And then the original Minecraft creator Notch casually announced a Minecraft 2, as he called it. He didn't want to call it a spiritual successor, but he announced the game. I'm working on a game. He's not with Mojang anymore. I'm fairly sure.
He sold Mojang.
Yeah, so he's just like, I'm making Minecraft 2, basically. I'm just like, all right, buddy. Be curious to see what that entails, because he kind of already had like the perfect game that can do everything, you know?
I'm wondering if he says Minecraft 2, but it's like it's not Minecraft.
Right.
It's just he's working on a game of that level that is going to be like his second, like essentially second masterpiece.
Yeah.
That's a good way. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
But it's like there's not a good way to phrase that other than just saying, "Hey, I'm working on another game, essentially Minecraft 2." But just expect the same level of game.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. And I also saw someone kind of talk about this announcement. It's just like, hey, if there's any announcement that's going to get a lot of hype behind your announcement, it's going to be the creator of the greatest selling game in video game history. So it's going to automatically have some people following it. You know what I mean? Just based off that alone. So I guess shout out to that. Minecraft 2, as he called it. It will be coming out, or whatever the next big game is. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, you guys have any other news? You ready to wrap it up?
No, I'm good.
All right. Gamestetic Game of the Week, episode 200. I'll be doing it. I'm going to ask you boys. All right. So it's episode 200. Big episode. We didn't do anything overly special this time. We didn't do anything for 150 either. But either way. Since it's 200, do I go with a easy banger that's going to be on this list eventually, a meme, or an underrated good game? I'll let you guys pick, because I have one for all three. Episode 200.
You actually came prepared for once.
I did. Although I was doing some research over here for the underrated one, because I had one in mind, and I'm like, wait, no, hold on. Let me look up another one real quick.
Well, I mean, I'm always going to go for underrated because that's my sort of...
I got meme, I got underrated, and I got actual banger. That's going to be here eventually.
Is your actual banger like a mainstream game?
Yes, it is.
I would go for underrated. I try to save like actual like well-known bangers or like really good games for when I got nothing.
Okay, that's fair. That's
what I do too.
Because I think I prefer Game of the Week being like
shout out to titles people may not be as well aware of.
And my underrated one is definitely one of them. I'll tell you that, because this is a game that I remember playing as a kid and just having a lot of fun with. But for reference, the two games that you passed on, because they'll be on the list eventually, was just Red Dead Redemption 2. And my meme, because I've been in the mood recently because of the thing I went to.
You haven't shouted Red Dead 2 yet?
No, we haven't shouted out many
really
mainstreams.
done big games.
Okay.
I think still the biggest game we've done is probably still me doing Persona 4 Golden. That episode that has popped in when I wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, I think
that might still be the biggest game we've done.
I think the biggest one I've done is Tales of Cilia.
Yeah,
I mean, mine was Kiwami.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, so I mean, we haven't done. So Red Dead would have been the biggest one, but my meme one would have been Sonic 06. So just for the record. All right. So Gamestetic Game of the Week for episode 200. We're gonna go with an underrated game that I don't feel like a lot of people's heard of or played from the PlayStation era. I know you've heard of it for sure because I think you and I have talked about it. And that I don't know if you've heard of it, John, but that is Threads of Fate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from Square specifically, not Square Enix. Square. A game featuring two different protagonists. I did just look up their names to confirm, the boy being Rue and the girl being Mint. And throughout the game, you have to go through all the different dungeons as the two characters, the different puzzles that each of their abilities can essentially change the way that you play the game. With like Rue, as he defeats monsters, is able to like kind of collect like their like spirit, essentially, something like that, and become the monsters is kind of his play style throughout the game, as well as his giant ass axe that he carries, big fuck you axe. While Mint has like a couple of rings that she uses for combat, as well as like elemental like magic spells and stuff. It was just a game that I definitely did not beat as a kid because I was a dumb little kid and did not know how to beat it. But it was a game that I remember renting from Hastings and having so much fun every single time I got to play it. And it's still a game to this day that I would love to have part of my collection and maybe try to actually beat it one day. It was one of the first action, like adventure, like RPG games that I probably played that wasn't like Legend of Zelda. You know what I mean? So, it kind of introduced me to that genre as a little kid. So, yeah, it's definitely one to worth at least looking into, is Threads of Fate by Square way back in the day. In fact, the exact release date for this thing was back in 99 for Japan and 2000 for North America. So, big shout out to Threads of Fate. All right, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here. Boom. Let's get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. Throw down in the comments your predictions of the year and what you think of ours. Thanks.
Yeah, do everything he said and more. And if you like what you saw here, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time. So you can come check us out live then. And yeah.
Yeah, and make sure to also check out our Patreon down in the description below. Shout out to our Tier 2 patron, Hannah. We appreciate you. As well as check out the Discord. You can come chat with us. Check out some Rogue Energy with referral link down below. Promo code Spark3 to get 10% off your order. And some Agent Ink as well with the referral link. We'd appreciate all that. Shout out to episode 200. Shout out to 2025. Hopefully you had a wonderful New Year, wonderful Christmas. And hopefully we're going to have a wonderful year. With that said, we'll be back next week. Have a good one. Bye.